Hey everyone, today is Thursday, the 27th of June, 2019. This is The Gap, episode 473. I'm with Lawrie. Joab Gilroy's here, and it is early in the morning.
It's early.
10 o'clock, to be exact.
It's too early for whiskey. I'm not even drinking.
No.
But hey, Ma, the planes are out. I want to apologise early on to listeners for what I'm sure is going to be a cavalcade of fuckwittery from the planes above my house today because, yeah, it's been popping off. It looks nice outside, so I don't know why they're using this particular route, but whatever. Yeah. It's cooked.
Yeah, I was, I know there are podcasts out there that will, edit the show and, remove certain bits and pieces.
Right.
Nah. If you've been listening for 10 years now, it just goes up. It goes up as is. Sometimes Joab needs to go to the bathroom and that gets edited out because that'd just be weird.
It would be 10 to 15 seconds of dead air, yes.
Yeah, but otherwise...
the problem is, right, I pound a fucking full litre of fucking water.
Yeah, we talk for 3 hours. So.
But yeah, and we continue talking for 3 entire fucking hours. I'm like... Cool, my choices are to either piss myself or go to the toilet. You already know it's unedited if you've gotten this far, and I'm sure there are no new listeners. We don't get new listeners, do we? We just get fucking... At this point, everyone has listened to The Gap and decided it's either for them or definitely not for them. So yeah, I assume there's no one new that could possibly listen to us. So at best, we've just got loyal old listeners who love our raw, unedited style.
Garage. Sit in an apartment.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yep.
Yeah. I tried to go to bed early last night,
and
I did successfully. I went to bed at I think 10:30, watched an episode of Umbrella Academy. Still trying to finish that off.
Oh, yeah?
And, did you watch that yet?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's good.
You didn't like it?
No, I've seen people out there say it's a bit slow. I think, the first... it's got a lot of world building, but yeah. I like it. I think it's really good. I'm only, just halfway through.
Did you watch Doom Patrol?
No.
I reckon Doom Patrol's better, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Watch
that on
next.
Netflix? Because all the other CW, DC stuff is on Netflix.
No, it's not. It's only on DC Universe. Yeah, we went through this.
They're doing that thing, are they?
The dumb fucking... We're restricting it. Because Titans made it to Netflix.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol didn't, for whatever reason. And Doom Patrol's way better than Titans. And I thought Titans was decent. Better than... If we're talking comic book TV shows,
yeah,
right, I think there's some pretty clear tiers, some tier lists, yeah, right, and you've got fucking whatever the fuck Arrow has become at the bottom, all the way at the fucking bottom, sitting next to fucking, what was that?
Days of Tomorrow?
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of
Tomorrow, and that curly-haired martial arts guy on Netflix.
Yeah.
What was that one? Iron Fist. Iron Fist. So you've got Iron Fist sitting next to Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, DC's Legends of Tomorrow. They're all just fucking, that's trash tier. And then slightly above that, still on the cusp of trash tier, is like The Flash. And...
Gotham?
Yeah, well, I assume. I never got through more than half an episode of Gotham, so I assume it's garbage. But, Gotham should have been good. Because the dude who made it, right, was the guy who did The Mentalist. And The Mentalist was fucking awesome. I love The Mentalist. So you got... Yeah, let's go with Gotham and The Flash and Defenders, which I also made through half an episode of.
I think I watched half an episode as well.
Oof.
And I got back to it.
And then, above that, you got the second half of Luke Cage Season 1, and I assume all of Luke Cage Season 2, because I barely got into the first episode of that.
Well, so I stopped basically Luke Cage, haven't seen Punisher, didn't watch is Jessica Jones out, or is it not out yet?
Yeah, the last season came out like last.
Yeah, man, like there's no point because you know that they're not doing it. So why the fuck would I waste my time? Like I'm not invested in it anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, building, right? And then we just leap up, right? There's a whole wealth of terrible fucking TV shows, right? Supergirl's in there, and like Daredevil season.
Where's Swamp Thing? You forgot.
Hey,
you forgot the Swamp Thing.
My bad. Swamp Thing is below everything else. It is in some sort. It's in the swampy foundations of the tier list.
It got cancelled after one episode.
And Jesus Christ, it deserved to. So yeah, in the middle we got Supergirl, and Daredevil season 2, and all that stuff, and then we get to the top tiers, and you got like Luke Cage, the first half of season 1, where it was fucking awesome, and he like the first villain, that was fucking sick. And then after that, they were like, "Oh, we're supposed to do 13 episodes. We don't have 13 episodes worth of shit. Just fucking
got 6.
Slop some garbage out." And then above that, you've got and up there with Luke Cage season 1, Titans, Daredevil season 1, Umbrella Academy, and then above that you've got
Jessica Jones season 1.
Yeah, definitely.
Punisher is up there.
I forgot about the Punisher, but yeah, that's up there too. The Doom Patrol's above them all.
Right.
I have faith. The boys will be awesome. That's out pretty fucking soon. Yeah, next month.
Yeah, a month from now. I looked yesterday.
Nice.
And I'm like, where is that? Why is that not out yet?
Yeah, right.
What's happening?
I thought it was out a lot sooner, but it must have been July instead of June. What's the other one that's coming out? Watchmen.
Yeah, I watched the trailer to that. I watched the trailer, the Watchmen trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Something about it, just the vibe.
Yeah, but it's HBO, right? They're usually decent.
I know. It's a bad trailer though.
Except for that last season of Game of Thrones.
What if George R. Martin is writing the Watchmen sequel? It's the sequel, right? Yeah.
Is it a sequel?
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Does Neil Gaiman? He's obviously a comic book writer.
Yeah.
But I assume American Gods doesn't count. It was made into a comic, but it was originally a novel.
Right.
About Good Omens. I finished Good Omens yesterday. I liked it a lot. Yep. I loved it, actually. It's got David Tennant, a.k.a. Mindfuck Boy from Jessica Jones.
Season 1, yeah.
And Doctor Who or some shit. And it's got Michael Sheen. I don't know what the fuck Michael Sheen is in, except for 30 Rock. In 30 Rock, have you watched 30 Rock? You haven't watched 30 Rock, have you?
No.
You haven't watched anything good. You're fucked, mate. In 30 Rock, listeners at home, there's an episode where there's a British guy called Wesley Snipes, and Michael Sheen is Wesley Snipes. He's far less annoying, and he's just instead super endearing. Anyway, Good Omens, awesome. Watch that as well. And that's about it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. That's TV time. Anyway, that's the show. Unedited.
So yeah, I went to bed at like 10:30? 10 o'clock?
Yep.
I think it was about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I woke up at 1:30 and then didn't get back to sleep till about 4. So it went well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I still got like 7 or 8 hours, but...
How the fuck did you get 7 or 8 hours? Does time not work in a linear fashion in your house or something? Did you wake up fucking 3 minutes before we started this podcast?
I got out of... No, I woke up at 9.
What does woke up for you mean?
Oh, well, I was in bed, awake on my phone for an hour.
Right, yeah. Yeah, okay. That is how it works.
I had to check what was going on the internet.
Checking on your fucking farms and shit and empires and puzzles.
But build my...
Can we talk about empires and puzzles? If we're going to talk about video games on this fucking podcast at some point. Can we talk about it? Right?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you not hit a wall?
I don't know.
I'm capped out on food. And it's...
Yeah.
Like, capped out. I've got 320 of my 320 max food, and I can't fucking get any more food, right? Like, I'm just fucking maxed food.
Right.
I can't do anything about that. I'm just fucked, right?
You use food to upgrade buildings? You've done that, right?
Yeah. But...
You should always be upgrading buildings.
I'm fucking upgrading my fucking tower thing, and that takes 24 hours to 10.
Yeah.
That takes 24 fucking hours.
Have you upgraded all your troops?
Yeah.
Your minions? You like the little minions?
Yeah, I don't have any more bags or something, so I can't build more fucking minions either. I can't build more heroes.
Bags.
You need some fucking bag thing to build another fucking hero, which is just ridiculous. Let me see. Let me see it. No, although I am out of wooden swords, I need some fucking.
Yeah, you need those. They're in provisional 5.
Yeah, I know exactly where they are because I sit there fucking doing stupid battles that I can easily destroy over and over again.
Yeah.
What's the fucking fun here? These, like, they're not. I need fucking some sort of challenge out of this shit.
I don't know.
Instead,
I'm
literally just farming a fucking, like, a bunch of fucking missions that I can whoop the fuck out of. It's ridiculous, and I can't build any other buildings until 24 fucking hours have finished.
Yeah, I think you're missing something. I don't know. Like, I don't know why you've got that much food on your plate.
Because I can't get any more bags.
Have you used it all on troops? So you seem to be missing that part.
Troops,
like
on
troops
hero.
are the little, like you've got
the little
your
guys. No, I can't until I reach level 10. I have to get my fucking hero building place to level 10, and I can't get that to level 10 until I get fucking tower to level 10. So I'm just fucked. I just have to sit here and twiddle my thumbs with max fucking food.
You should have built that other thing earlier, it looks like.
I couldn't. How could I? I thought I was supposed to upgrade all my fucking... I thought, oh yeah, better upgrade all my farms. Oh yeah, better upgrade all my fucking... You know, these things and the iron mines or whatever the fuck and etc. etc.
Yeah.
No, wrong. I was wrong. Anyway, I'm capped out. And I'm in some shitty alliance. What's your alliance? Get me in your alliance. Get me in the good fucking alliance instead of the fucking... These dipshits. I'm one of the best fucking people in my alliance.
You don't want to be that one.
I whoop. And I've got fucking... I'm 1,700 power or some shit. And meanwhile, we're, you know, an alliance war or something. And every cunt in this fucking other alliance has like 3,000... They like double me. And they get a defender's bonus.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way I'm stopping them. Like, yeah, get me in the good alliance. How do I get into the good alliance?
My strategy for finding an alliance was typing in AUS and then pressing search and then looking at all the Australian clans and going join.
That is literally what I did as well, except most of them are invite only, and the only ones that I can see that aren't require like 800 trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get 800 trophies. Anyone I can beat where I'm at, I've got 500 trophies.
Okay.
Because I can literally sit there pissing away all of my food, right? Cycling through until I can find someone I can beat. People with 500 trophies have like 300 plus more power than me. Like the base level for people at 500 trophies appears to be 2,000 power level. And there's me like, oh, I've got 1,700. What are we gonna do? Fucking, I'm cycling through motherfuckers trying to find anyone with.
You've got so much food though. Just do it.
Yeah, I do it. It's fine, right? I do. I literally tens of thousands of food, literally pissed away, just
throwing it
trying
out
to find. Yeah, like fucking I don't. It's junk. I don't need these hams. But I don't know. Just trying to find some poor chump who has like 1,750, and then I've got to go in and I've got to look at each of their characters, and I'll be like, I better kill the fucking green dude first, because if I don't kill him,
because he'll heal everything.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Right? And then I power or like just dump everything into this green dude. But I can only do 6 of those a fucking half day. So like, yeah. And then I'll go away and I'll come back and some dude with like 2,200 power has beaten me and it's cost me 50 fucking trophies. And I will have gotten like 11 trophies for beating this 1,750 person. Like I will have fucking barely gotten that. It's fucked. I'm never going to get to 800 trophies unless I think there's like I looked in the store and you can buy a thing to stop people from attacking you. That's my only fucking ploy. That's the only way I ever fucking like get to 800 trophies.
You'll get there because I'm at 12. But I sort of bounce between 1,000 and 1,200.
Right. And what's your power level?
2,600, 2,700.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm having, because I've got a healer in my group, and I'll get attacked by higher level people, and I'll
still win,
destroy them because they haven't killed my healer, and so I'll get like 50 hams.
50 hams, yep.
Yeah, and that'll, like, I have more luck defending than I do attacking at this stage. I'm just better off just leaving it for a little while, building some of that. But I'm not using it for anything at the moment. I'm doing there's a seasonal quest going on at the time being.
Yep.
I'm trying to work my way through that because it's got it has a I don't know, it's got a couple items I can use to upgrade some of my heroes later on.
Right. Yeah, I capped out on that because I've only got like 21 energy tokens or whatever the fuck, and the season quests take like 6 a fucking piece. So
yeah, you got like 15 days to do them or something like that.
I also am not anywhere near the fucking power level required to get anywhere deep in that shit. It sort of starts at like 1400,
right,
and
goes up to 2,500, I think.
Yeah, and by like level 4, it's at like fucking 1800. I'm like, well, I can get through that one using some items, but I don't know how I'm going to do the next one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I'll have to have a look at it next time we're around to see what you're missing, because it sounds like you got way too much food.
I do have way too much food. When people, I got attacked like 3 times in the night. I just had a look, and every person who attacked me got 15,000 food, and like fuck all iron out of the attack. They all like they just raked it in. Like
you just like take it.
Food for days. Yeah, please, just to have it. Like, yeah, we were standing on the battlements, throwing fucking pork chops at them. Just fucking here you go. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Let's talk about some other games. I'm going to talk about my friend Pedro. Quickly.
Oh yeah.
Talked about it last week.
Yep.
The game came out on Friday, which is when the podcast came out.
Yep.
One of my issues I was talking about, and I was like, I feel like I'm going crazy, was the game felt really like floaty to me, or like stuttering. Even though it said it was capped at 60 frames a second, it didn't feel like it was running at 60. It felt like it was lower, or something strange. Like, it just didn't feel right while I was playing it. And anyway, so the game came out, and a bunch of other people were having the same issue, or noticed the same thing, that something about it didn't feel right. One of the developers jumped in pretty soon, I think that day, and started working on it. Like, was asking people for videos of like the difference, like what it kind of looked like on their screen. And then a couple other people jumped in and said, yeah, it's like a known Unity issue, and the game's made in Unity.
Yeah.
And it's got to do with, without going like too far into it, it's just got to do with the way that the engine handles capped frame rates and running at certain resolutions.
Yep.
And basically there was people testing it, and they were using like Reaver Tuner to block or to cap the frame rate at 50 frames, and apparently that sorts like the problem out, because it doesn't work well with multiples of something. So anyway, eventually they the next day or later on that night, they released an experimental build, which is something they can do on Steam. I don't think like normal people use it quite a lot. It's something that I guess media use quite a bit, because we get press codes, and sometimes we have got to go in there and change like our builds to review builds and things like that, so we actually play the game.
Yeah.
But this like it basically allows developers to go in there and have different builds of their game, and you can download it using like a Dropbox. And so they'll have like a main build of the game, and then like a test build that they can have other people go in there and play it. And so they've put this test build up.
It's how a couple of games have done their public test servers. I know Battlegrounds makes you download an entirely different client, but a couple of games just make you like switch to the test build in the
because basically you can't
the game, go properties, and then is that how it is? Betas on the right hand side, and it's got like betas that you can go to. And sometimes like a code you have to put in to even be able to see that a beta exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, sort of like for our side, it's used as an extra layer of security because you might somehow get the game on your computer or in your Steam library, but you still can't like even download it if you haven't opted into the review build beta type thing.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Anyway, sorry, as you were saying.
And so, yeah, games like PUBG, I think it's separate because they're such larger games, whereas these are like, you're playing one build, basically, whereas PUBG, like, there's 2 builds that you can play. You can't really go backwards and forwards, or you'd be downloading gigabytes of data every time you wanted to switch between the 2.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they got this experimental build up, which they put a temporary fix in. And yeah, instantaneously, like, you could feel the difference as soon as I jumped in. It was a lot smoother, and yeah, so that issue that I was talking about last week shouldn't be a factor anymore. I don't know if they've pushed it out to the main build. I'm still running the experimental build. It might be something that they push out, I don't know, in a big patch or something like that. But yeah, at least that, like, one gripe that I had with the game is fixed, and they jumped on it pretty quickly, so that was good.
Yeah,
and it makes a big difference. Like,
yeah, well,
the moment I jumped in, I was like, yeah, this feels completely different now.
I felt like even the Switch version compared to what I play on my computer, I felt like that was like sluggish, and you thought the Switch version was good, so I can't even fucking imagine how it must have been. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a much better game when it's flowing well. I've been dipping in every other day to try like bust out a couple of levels, and it is like it's really good playing it that way. Johnny Bravo was talking about the idea of people like speedrunning it.
Yeah, we talked about that as well last week.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be interesting. I don't know if it's got. I don't know. It feels like one of those ones where the speedruns. I don't know how they're gonna speedrun it necessarily, because it's quite flat level wise. So to build up enough speed, like, it will wind up being sort of almost like a rhythm game, as opposed to. Because I've been watching summer games done quick a bit, and some of the shit they do to speedrun those things are taking full advantage of like level layouts and stuff. But I think Pedro is laid out quite flat. It'll be hard to skip a lot of stuff, but it will be interesting to see what people come up with, and it will be like a really sweet, I guess. Demonstration of just pure fucking skill and knowledge in a game.
Yeah, because we talked about it last week of just, I'm not playing it for the speed.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
The score at the end of the game, I'm playing it just to get through it.
Yeah, but having fun while getting through it. And yeah, I think that's what makes me wonder about that is whether or not I would actually go back and try that.
Play it a second time, because what is there it's going to give you
to perfect it. Yeah.
I got to the levels with the shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that thing rips. That feels good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I felt like it came a bit late. I guess it just goes back to what I was saying last week about the pacing. I think the pacing is probably my biggest issue with the game, is that, like, pacing-wise, it feels like everything is a little bit longer than I thought it was, and I felt like the shotgun should have come a bit earlier. But once it does come, it feels fucking awesome to play with. Yeah. Anyway.
That was the game. The other game I've been playing is Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled.
Is this because your nickname is Crash?
That is it, yes.
It's pretty nerdy.
Yeah. Did you ever play the original growing up as a PlayStation fanboy?
No. There was a kart game we played instead. No, it was Chocobo Racing. We played Chocobo Racing instead. We were weebs. We were mad weebs.
Fair enough. So, Crash Team Racing was a game released in 20 years ago on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, created by Naughty Dog, the makers of Crash Bandicoot, Last of Us, Uncharted series, all of those highly recognized games. And this is a remake created by Beanox, my favorite Spider-Man developer. And it's
Your favorite Spider-Man developer.
Yeah, my favorite Spider-Man developer. That's what I said.
Hold up. Explain yourself. Favorite Transformers developer, perhaps.
Okay.
Spider-Man. Remember there was a Spider-Man game last year. Did Beanox make that?
It was a joke.
No. I'm too angry. Who made Spider-Man 2 the game?
Activision. Wasn't it Infinity Ward?
I think it was. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 the game. Clackety, clackety, clackety. Treyarch. We were close. It was a Call of Duty developer.
Yeah, it was Call of Duty developer.
Yeah. That game had fucking Bruce Campbell in it. Did fucking Beanox's Spider-Man game have fucking Bruce Campbell in it?
Might have.
I think so.
I
fucking think so.
Had Neil Patrick Harris in it.
Which one are you talking about? Fucking Edge of Time or something.
Shattered Dimensions, I think, had Neil Patrick Harris.
Right.
Had a bunch of the good Spider-Man animated voice actors.
Like Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, because he did the animated Spider-Man series.
He's not Bruce Campbell. How the fuck? Like, why are we talking about Neil Patrick Harris? How the fuck does that compare?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So, Crash Team Racing is a karting game very much inspired by the likes of Mario Kart. You are playing against 7 other races. There are power-ups. There are, boost mechanics in the game. Very much like Mario Kart. It's got those catch-up mechanics.
Think somebody characters. Blatantly ripped off Mario Kart. That's it. That's the end. That's the end of the pitch.
Yeah.
That's it. The elevator pitch was, Mario Kart. What if we did that? Yeah.
But with our characters.
I don't even think they had to say that. I think they just went with fucking what if we did that? And then someone, like, after they got out of the elevator, like, we'll probably get sued by Nintendo. And they're like, we'll fucking palette swap some shit. We'll just fucking dump in your, like, I don't know, Crash Bandicoot.
Our mascot, yeah.
Yeah, is Crash Bandicoot our Mario?
Well, it was back in the day.
I know. Such a shit version of him. Did you ever play Chocobo Racing?
No, the only one I played was the... was it Diddy Kong Racing?
Oh, yeah. Fucking look at it. You should see the screenshot of fucking Chocobo Racing.
Yeah,
Good Lord. It is incomprehensible. There's no...
Yeah, I think it's listening, because I just typed in Cho and it came up.
Oh, shit. That's nuts. Chocobo Racing, obviously Final Fantasy version with the big chickens.
I typed in DI and then it said Diddy Kong Racing.
Way. I'm trying this out. Digimon. What? Fuck off. I haven't looked at Digimon in fucking... I don't think I've ever looked for Digimon. How the fuck did Digimon...
This week. I haven't looked at it this week.
I've never ever looked up Digimon. Digimon nerds were the nerds that Pokemon nerds like me beat up. Right? Like, there was a fucking pecking order, and Digimon nerds were the lowest. Anyway.
So I'm just looking now. Diddy Kong Racing came out in '97, and I don't know if this one does it. I'm gonna think that it doesn't, but that had, like, Diddy Kong Racing had a variety of vehicles. Like, you could fly airplanes,
sure,
boats, carts. I think that's all I can remember off the top of my head. Whereas, like Mario Kart kind of went in that direction later on, right? Where they had these, they were karts, but sometimes they would fly and glide and things like that.
Yeah.
So they were trying to some variety in there. But from what I've played so far in Crash Team Racing, it's very much like Mario Kart, but with different characters. The boost mechanics a little bit different. In
So you
Mario
didn't play
Kart,
CTR back in the day?
no,
All right.
no. So I've got like no nostalgia for it at all.
Yeah.
The boost mechanic is you sort of hit the bumpers or the jump button, you start to slide, and then you build a meter up, and you've got to sort of like trigger it at the right time.
Oh, that does sound
Sort of like active reload.
Yeah.
And then you get another boost, and you do that 3 times, and then you get a big boost at the end. Yeah, man, it's fine. Like, it's an okay game. It doesn't run that great. It's running at, looks like 30 frames a second,
Right.
which is like, you compare that to some of the other kart racing games out there. They run at 60, which in saying that, like, the game obviously looks better, I feel like, compared to the Mario Kart 8 or whatever
Oh, yeah.
the latest one was. Mario Kart Deluxe, I think, was the last one that I've seen at an event.
Did you just call it Mario Kart Deluxe?
Mario Kart Deluxe.
You said Mario Kart.
Okay.
Mario
That's
Kart Deluxe.
That is your new name now.
That's your new name, mate. No, fuck. It's not me. It's some
No, it's
sort of.
Mario Kart's new name.
No, it's yours. I'm sorry, Mario. Mario
Oh,
Kart.
fair enough. So there's different characters in the game,
Yep.
different stickers you can put on your racing cars, and different cars you can unlock and that sort of thing. It's presented in sort of this open racing world environment where you drive around,
Right.
and then you go onto a podium that starts the race. And by starting the race, I mean you've got to wait about 40 seconds for the race to load. And then you finish the race, and then you wait another 40 seconds for it to go back into the main hub world
What?
for you to drive around again.
That does sound good.
It's disgusting.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I was sitting there thinking, what is this game doing? Why is it taking so long every time I want to start a new race? Or not start a new race, pretty quick start a new race once you... If you're in a race and you restart it, that's fine. If you finish a race and you want to go back to the main world to choose the next race, that takes 40 seconds. Because it's loading in this hub every time you go in there, and then
Sweet.
all you do is drive to a fucking circle on the map,
Oh,
and then
I
it
love
sucks
it.
you in, and then you go back into the next race, and that takes another 40 seconds.
Have you watched Community?
Yes, I have.
No fucking way. You have?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. In Community, there's a bit, right? There's a whole bit. It's one of my favorite of the later seasons where they meet Elroy, who is what's his face from The Thing. Anyway, and this is the introduction to Elroy, and Elroy has invented a VR machine, and it's like something out of Lawnmower Man. And the Dean loves this VR thing, and is so enamored by like any option that he can do, like to delete a file, he has to like grab it and then take it down and drown it in a fountain type stuff. And that's how I feel whenever a game uses a fucking hub world instead of just a fucking menu. Just let me fucking select from a menu to do the next thing. I don't care about your stupid hub world. Anyway, I do love that episode though, and it's pretty good stuff. Good story, great story, well told. Moving on.
Yeah.
Is that it? I think so. I'm looking at it on Wikipedia. Crash Team Racing, the original. An official PlayStation magazine described Crash Team Racing as the game that made kart racing cool, and proclaimed that nothing has ever matched its quality.
No.
So it looks like I backed the wrong fucking horse.
Were the load times
Chicago
back
Racing?
then 3 minutes or something?
Yeah, I assume they were still bad.
Or did it even have a hub world? Was this something new?
No, yeah, they definitely added the hub world. For sure. Yeah. I don't know. But, yeah. Yeah. Good times.
I'm just quickly reading it now. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a weird, like... I'm sure they'll probably put out a patch or something soon, but...
In reviews, Chocobo Racing was described as a tired rehash and an attempt by Square to cash in on the popular kart racer genre. And it averaged 6 out of 10 compared to the 8.
Right.
8.8 that Crash Team Racing got. So, yeah, think about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's fine. I had fun playing it, but they need to do something with those load times. It's
PlayStation's just buttering everyone up. They're getting everyone ready.
Yeah,
they're like, remember load times? Well, PlayStation 5, baby. They're a thing of the past.
SSDs.
We have invented the SSD. Don't talk to me about computers.
No.
Yeah.
All right, coming up is what do we want to go next?
Bloodstained. Something of the something. I think it's
Shadows of the Undergrounds.
Shadows of the Undergrounds actually might be that. Yeah. It is a classic story where you're looking for shadows.
Ritual of the Night.
Is that the new one? There's another one.
I don't know. Curse of the Moon. I've started typing.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like Curse of the Moon, Ritual of the Night, right? Like it's just something of the something.
Ritual of the Night. Yes.
Anyway, Ritual of the Night.
A week ago.
Yes. My brother got me this, and I hate it.
Oh, he's trolled you hard.
I hate it.
He told him the name. He's trolled you.
Fucking loves it. So he got it for me because he's like, this is the best game I've played in fucking ages. You have to play it, Joab. And I played it for like an hour. And then I'm like, I fucking hate this. And then I went back and played it for another 2 hours because I didn't want to disappoint him, right? Like, because he reached out to get me a game that he really liked. This was like a fucking branch.
Right.
This was an effort from him. He was like, yeah, this is what he's about as a person. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. It's terrible. I fucking hate this game. I cannot understand what he likes about it. And then we had a big fucking argument when I told him that it was garbage. And it feels like the entire effort on his part has just gone nowhere as a result. Yeah. But roughly speaking, it's a Metroidvania game. It's, people who are dorks about this shit call it an Igervania because it's created by, I guess, a dude called Iger, who's like the granddaddy of Castlevania games. I believe he's responsible for Symphony of the Night, which I did fucking love. I love Symphony of the Night. There's another DS game that was real similar to Symphony of the Night, and those are the only two Castlevania games, 2D Castlevania games that I really liked. I did like the fucking Kojima fucking Insanity Fest. That was the 3D one that they brought out, although I never played the sequel. But anyway, this is in very much in the old school style. It's selling for fucking $70 or something on Steam. It's fucking insane how expensive it is. Yeah, like this is being sold as a full price game. It looks like it's been made in fucking Unity using like just basic store assets. It looks bad, like graphically bad. I'm not a fan of the fucking art style at all. The storytelling is some of the weebiest, animeiest, like just horse shit. The voice acting's bad. It's not good. I don't understand how anyone has come to the conclusion that it's good. There is another plane flying over my fucking house right now. Yeah, the voice acting, there's a little fucking Cockney girl, for reasons I can't understand, who's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I guess I can get more rice for you. Like, in the most fucking piercing, annoying fucking voice of all time. And then, yeah, you just sort of fucking... I died on the first boss fight, and it dropped me back fucking 20 minutes because you have to save. Like, there's no auto-save because, you know, it's old school, and you have to manually save or whatever the fuck. Fuck that shit. Just fucking save for me. The worst part is this, like, first boss fight, it's on a boat. I complained about it on Twitter, and everyone was like, oh, no, the boss fights are so easy to... Like, you can tell when you're going into a boss fight because it's this big, scary, spiky door. Those doors do not appear until after the boat. The boat boss fight is a regular door, but it's slightly orange. So that's how you can tell that it's a boss fight, because it's slightly orange. And obviously, if it's slightly orange, that's what you get for going through it. Yeah, so that reset me 20 minutes. I did find out that there was a save spot next to it. If I'd gone left through the not slightly orange door instead of right through the slightly orange door, I would have gone to the save room. But because I always go right first and then I loop back around, I guess I had it coming. Yeah. So that was good. There's no like block or dodge. You can scoot backwards, right? But for some reason it's ultra finicky. Like the control system in the game is hyper unforgiving of any like minor inconsistencies. So you've got like these techniques. Your weapons do techniques. So you can do like I've got this electric sword and I can like swipe, but if I do like quarter circle forward and then swipe, right, like a fucking Hadouken, right, it will call down like thunder, and it's good for extra like against tanky enemies that move slow because they sort of just walk through the fucking lightning real slow. Obviously, you call down lightning, you don't call down thunder. Thunder's just a noise. So yeah, I'll call down the fucking lightning and they'll just sort of walk through it. But the problem is, right, for whatever reason, it just does not want to fucking work unless I utterly nail it. I don't understand what the timing of the fucking circle is. Like, I can't fucking get it. The action is literally quarter forward and square, aka X, aka Hadouken, and I can do a Hadouken on command, right? Like, I am bad at fucking at fighting games, right? Fucking
clip it, everyone.
No, don't, shut up. I'm bad at fucking fighting games, right? But I can do a fucking Hadouken any time of the fucking week, right? I'm good at Hadoukens, bad at every other portion of a fucking fighting game. No, I can't do them for the life of me in Bloodstained, and it drives me fucking bananas. Like, I don't understand why it's like that. But the other thing is, right, the other problem I have is that it's like, because you only dodge backwards, and because it's 2D, and because in the middle of a boss fight, a lot of things are happening, right? You tend to sort of just get like fucked if I accidentally turn the wrong direction for a moment, right? I can't see that my fucking character has done that. I can't, like, it's hard to fucking make out because the graphics aren't great, and so I will then dodge backwards, but I will dodge directly into the fucking enemy, into the boss, because I've turned around in the moment, and I will obviously eat a bunch of shit and then die. So yeah, I fucking hate that. But worse still is the fact that, like, the bosses are like here. It would be like, it makes me think of, right, if you're playing Dark Souls, right? You were playing Dark Souls, and every single enemy in Dark Souls, right, died without any trouble at all, right? Like, they're complete, like, from the get-go, you never, ever, ever have a single problem with the fucking Dark Souls basic enemy. Right, if you think back to the first time, I think back to the first time I played Dark Souls, and like I was scared of skeletons. Right at the start, I was like, "Oh shit, there's a skeleton." Now when I play Dark Souls, I'll just fucking like run through and swipe him a couple of times, and then fucking run on. All right, half the time I don't even fucking like bother with them. Right, but like I'm like, bleep, bleep, right. Imagine if the first time I played Dark Souls, I'd be like, bloop, bloop, to every fucking skeleton. And then I get fucking dumped on by some fucking boss who is just absolutely fucking the shit out of me, right? Like, utterly fucking the shit out of me. And my options to not get the shit fucked out of me are a small scoot backwards that only barely outranges their swipe. Which means if you aren't, like, you actually kind of have to do 2 steps backwards and then the dodge backwards. And you don't walk backwards, right? You don't, like, you don't have the option to put your shield up and step backwards. If you want to go left, you run left, right? So you have to run left and then turn back right and then dodge. Because if you run left and then dodge, you will dodge you'll dodge backwards. So you'll dodge to the right. So you have to run left, turn right, dodge. But like the thing is, not a single one of the enemies that you're coming up against before the boss does a single portion of that. Like, you're not taught anything that you need to, like, to beat the second boss in the game, right? And it took me fucking forever to do this. You have to, run backwards, turn back, dodge. And the other thing you have to do is when he's doing his fucking top swipe, you have to fucking slide underneath, right? So you can slide underneath pretty easy by pressing down and pressing, I think it's A. That's easy. It's not that hard, right? But you don't encounter a single fucking enemy before then that swipes high and requires a fucking... I guess, like, there's one enemy that maybe you could utilize that technique against, but, like, there's no reason to, because it's so much easier to just fucking chop it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the basic enemies are so fucking simple that you will never, ever find yourself in a situation where you're learning the techniques you need to beat a fucking boss. So the difference in difficulty between basic enemies and bosses is fucking insane, right? It's just this massive ramp up of complexity that you're nowhere near prepared for. And so, yeah, I hate it. Yeah, and everything moves way too sluggishly. Like I don't feel. I compare, like, when I was arguing with my brother, I compared it to Dead Cells, right? Because Dead Cells, you feel nimble, right? You feel agile. You feel like you can fucking move wherever the fuck you want and do whatever the fuck you need to at any point in time, in terms of, like, movement. And this doesn't feel like that. This feels like you are you're trapped in fucking treacle or something. It's very annoying. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm sure it's getting like 9s.
Oh, totally is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. Anyway.
Oh, it's about to be a fight. Oh, good.
Cat fight.
God, nearly. It was nearly a cat fight.
Got it. Anyway.
Alright. Should we move on?
Yep, let's move on.
PUBG.
It's back, baby.
It is. I think I'm going to clip that part last week where you said you were done with PUBG. And then have it in this section.
Good. Just
constantly over the back. Like really softly, like you whispering while this conversation is happening.
Like auto-tune remix.
It's alternating between the I'm bad at video games and I'm not playing PUBG anymore. It's like those two.
All I said was I'm bad at video, so luckily I'm in the
Power
clear.
of editing.
I'm just bad at video. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with PUBG over the last week. I was 100% done with it, and then I got convinced to give it a run. I think because I usually play Apex with you and Kleb, we're the Apex diehards, but neither of you are there to play.
Right.
And I didn't want to solo queue, and then I saw that Drew and old mate Heath were playing PUBG. I'm like, I'll just fucking jump in PUBG. So I jumped back into PUBG, play with them, and had a fucking whale of a time. I think the key thing for me was I fixed my fucking visual settings.
Right.
For some reason, I have no idea why. When I reinstalled the game, all of my settings were set to ultra. Like everything in the game was set to ultra.
You need to put everything on low.
Yeah. So, like, not only was every single bit of grass in the game rendering in loving detail, and anytime I turn, like, I'm barely getting fucking 50 frames out of this fucking game because it's trying to render 6 billion blades of grass or something. But also, yeah, the fucking view distance for this grass is like 16 fucking kilometers. And yeah, it's just like fucking, I'm just getting fucking pantsed in this shit, which is driving me fucking bonkers, right? I can't make anything out. It's
just noise.
There's just fucking visual noise all over the fucking place. Nah, not anymore. Now I can actually, shit actually functions the way it's supposed to. We still get lag, right? We're still at 150 ping, but then, like, while we were playing, while I was playing with Goofball and Drew, we randomly got dumped on Aussie servers, and that was fucking awesome. Like, it felt just like good times again. Like, we're just fucking on Aussie servers having a good time, and yeah, it was sick. They should never have killed the Aussie servers. They're fucking morons, but they did. Yeah, had a lot of fun. Like, some good chicken dinners. The next day, jumped on and I was playing with Crimson and JC, and yeah, they only play in third person, which I am not a fan of. But they like, right. I think they can't function in first person. Like, they cannot do shit in first person at all.
Are you still getting dumped on Southeast Asia?
No, I think we were getting into more Aussie servers on third person, which is weird.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got some more wins. Had some awesome fucking, like, awesome fights. I really, got into Vikendi. Vikendi's a cool map. I didn't like it. I think we were playing at night when we first played, like, when we were talking about it last week. Night mode is a tough way to first experience that fucking map. It's real hard to make shit out. But yeah, no. Yeah, we were like, Vikendi's got some really interesting locations. It's large. It feels pretty old school. Like, sort of reminds me of Miramar type stuff. Yeah. Not Miramar, Erangel, and yeah, got some good wins. Got some high kill wins. I think I had like a 7 kill win where I finished that shit off. I don't know what it was, but something about like playing at 150 ping and sniping.
Yeah.
I feel way more like I'm just fucking way more confident sniping when I've got a low ping. I'm like fucking, well, I'm actually gonna hit shots now, so fuck it, I'll take the cunt on it. Let's go do this shit. I think I had a, was it like the M24 and the AUG? Fucking, what a fucking bananas combo. Like, forget, like, I don't go for the second shot with the M24. You hit them once and then you just fucking spray them with the AUG. And they're dead in fucking moments. They're down without a fucking prayer. But yeah, What was the other one? Oh yeah, I had this one fucking sick game on Vikendi. We started. We were supposed to go to the winery, but we landed short because they've really changed how you fucking parachute, and you no longer make anywhere near as much distance as you used to. But yeah, so we landed short, made our way up to the winery, easy peasy. We wound up getting like crates, like 3 crates all to ourselves, uncontested shit. So like 2 of us were in fucking ghillie suits, like fucking guns up the wazoo. Everything's working out, and then yeah, working our way around. We just haven't encountered anyone until about like the fucking second last circle of this game. Not the second last circle in general, but the second last circle of this game, because it ended fucking pretty soon after this. Yeah, it was just a clusterfuck. There was still like fucking 25 people alive, and there were a number of circles left to go. We're only about 20 minutes into this match. Like, there was a fuck ton left. But yeah, it just started fucking popping off, and we're just fucking shredding fools. They had no idea where we were. Yeah, we wound up finishing this one off with only me alive. I think I had 5 kills at this point. Yeah, only me alive. 2 other players, 2 enemy players left. I managed to plink one of them, like straight headshot down, and the last one started teeing me up. But I had the circle. We both had as much of the circle as each other, but I managed to get into position first, and then I just fucking pinged him with fucking a billion grenades, so that he was like forced into the outskirts of. He couldn't hide behind rocks. He couldn't get cover to make it to the circle, and then he pushed pretty hard. This was still like third person, so it's not like a real chicken dinner. It's a fake chicken. But yeah, he pushed in and I just fucking sprayed him down. Easy peasy. Dunzo. It felt like a really good win. Like, despite the third person, and I was third person peaking like a fucking turd. 100%. But like, so was he, so I don't feel that bad about it. But yeah, it was good. It's good. Felt good. And then, yeah, played a couple more games. I've played a bunch more games since. They released their update yesterday. I didn't feel good about that. I didn't feel like it added that much, to be honest. Is that the one, like, is the new Erangel in the game as well?
No.
No? Not yet? They added vaulting, right?
As far as I know, it's not in there, because I played Erangel yesterday.
Right.
And it didn't look new to me. The one map that I played.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be still working on that part. But this is like the update that adds the ledge grabbing to be able to climb higher obstacles or grab onto ledges if you jump on them, like from a house to house.
Yeah.
There's also a new weapon, a Beretta.
Beretta?
I don't know.
The Deagle.
Oh, is it a Deagle?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, same thing.
I don't know if they added the new car. I did not look at the patch notes, so
I didn't either. I didn't see them.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What like, you've been playing it? You don't seem as keen on it as I am.
No. I don't like playing with 150 ping.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, going from playing with 10 to 15 ping and then going to 150 is fucking nuts. Like, that is not a good time. It feels like the old days playing PUBG where they had that crappy netcode in, where it was like, where you could get shot behind rocks and shit. Like, it'd take advantage of people that were lagging.
Yeah.
But now it feels like the reverse. Like, they eventually fixed that. Like, it got better. They did the same thing that, like, Rainbow Six Siege did, where, like, no, it's you know, the person with the better ping will have the advantage. And now it feels like back in those days again, where you peek out behind a rock, you duck behind the rock, and then you get headshot from whoever was shooting you.
Yeah.
Like over there. Yeah, it's just like, oh my god, it's not good.
Yeah, the one thing I remember about playing against laggy cunts in PUBG is that they always had mad fucking lag advantage, lag compensation, which made it super fucking annoying to play against. And now we jump in where we're forced to play with 150 ping, and for whatever reason they've magically fucking fixed the one advantage of playing on a bad server, which is the lag compensation. So we don't get pickers advantage, and I just get fucking punted by people who hyper rush me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. It feels bad.
I've been testing VPNs out.
Yeah.
And I've got it down to 110.
Right.
Is the lowest I can get.
Yeah.
And that seems to be, from talking to people, is probably about as low as it's going to get. And just by doing my own research, it's not going to get lower than that. Not unless you're living in Brisbane or somewhere north, Perth, where you're closer to Singapore or Southeast Asia or Asia. So, yeah, 110 is still pretty high.
Yeah. Still.
And that's like you'd have to pay for a VPN to be able to play it with 40 to 30 milliseconds slower.
Yeah, I'm not like... Yeah, it is what it is, though. At the end of the day, I still got chicken dinners on 150 ping, so I don't give a fuck, really. Let's get it done, really.
But you could be getting them consistently with a low ping. You'd be getting more kills.
I've got the oldest excuse in the book now for any loss. Damn lag. Lag got me. Classic lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you haven't had any fun at all then?
Not really. Not when I'm getting shot in the head by teammates.
I did actually shoot Luke in the head. It was... Yeah. Squirrel was like killing your best player. Seems like a bad plan, but I was the best player in that game. I got fucking 6 kills in that game.
Because I was
and
dead.
How many kills did you get, Luke? 6 kills,
did
including...
you get 6 or 7? Well, including me.
I got 5, and you is 6.
Right.
Like, yeah, how many did you get? None. So, interesting.
The best part about that video is it shows you shooting this guy, turning around, and then me leaning out the car and shooting this guy, where I was already out the car and shooting at this dude for about half a second or a second.
Oh, really?
Like, that's how much difference there is in those in the gameplay. Because I was like, oh, he got me when I was shooting at him, and then I'm like, friendly fire, what the fuck? Judge shot me in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But then on your screen, like, I'm not out the car. I'm like getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Whereas on my screen, I'm shooting this dude. Like, I'm firing bullets into him. I'm just like, oh man, this is such a... Oh, so annoying. But like, I jump in every once in a while. But I'm starting getting messages from people that seeing me back in it, being like, "You want to play? You want to play?" I'm like, not really. No. Like, I'm literally in here just fucking around for a little bit, and then I'm out. I'm gone.
Yeah. Apex update hits next week. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Like, I'm curious to see. Like, I haven't actually played it with 110 ping.
Yeah.
Because I installed everyone was saying to use Mudfish, which is like a gaming VPN.
Right.
There's a bunch of different gaming VPNs out there that basically will route the traffic from the actual game using ports and just put it through that VPN. So everything else, all your other data, your Discord, your web browsing and whatnot, will still go through your normal internet provider.
Right.
But if you want to, you can obviously do like a full VPN.
Yeah.
But this tries to just do specific game traffic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's... I feel like, yeah, 110 is like our cap. We're not going to get better than that.
Yeah. Except for all the people, like, some people are playing with like 100 ping without a VPN and shit, which is bananas. I don't understand.
Well, their routing table is just different.
JB's in fucking Newcastle. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because his internet provider is routing it through a different...
Yeah.
Like, I think we're both on Internode, right?
Yeah.
So it's routing it through a specific, like, servers.
Yeah.
It's jumping this way. And which is what this VPN is doing. It's going, all right, we're just going to kill all those. We're going to block all those things, and this is the way we're going to connect you to that next server. Maybe it's doing one less hop or two less hops.
Yeah.
30 milliseconds is not huge. Like from here to Melbourne is probably an extra 15 milliseconds, so it's not massive.
Annoying.
10 or 15. Anyway, yeah, man, I like, even then, just buying a VPN to play it, I don't know. Like, I'd have to look into the pricing to see what it's like.
No, I'm not getting a VPN just to play it. I'll just deal.
Yeah.
I did have Discord went down on Monday.
The internet went down.
What?
Half the internet, yeah. It was basically there was an issue with like Cloudflare, which does a bunch of internet services.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't Discord. It was literally
that's gold.
Like name a website, it was down, or it went down.
The game was still working, and fucking hell, it took everyone in my squad so fucking long to work out. Like they all play with like voice off by default, like in-game voice off by default.
Right.
Because I guess they're tired of queuing with randoms who won't shut the fuck up. But yeah, it took so long to work out that they couldn't hear anyone anymore. Yeah, it definitely lost me a game because we managed to come second. I coordinated this spectacular assault. We were on Miramar, and you know the crater? We were on the lip of the crater in Miramar. We had to go down into the crater to get to the circle, and I coordinated this spectacular assault, and then I sounded it out, and then hit the go button, and then fucking ran on down, and got to the bottom, and nobody had come with me, because they hadn't heard me, because I hadn't been pushing to talk, and I've been playing like I was still on Discord, and it was just me fucking pinging it, and then because I was down there alone, I got owned. There was too many. There were two dudes on one on my left, one on my right, and I got fucking wrecked. So that was pretty funny. But they still, like, the dude's still up on the lip of the crater. Did pretty well. They just, by the time they actually decided to push the circle, it was all eyes on them. So they got a bit shredded. It was a bit tricky.
Right.
Yeah. It was still good fun.
What are your thoughts on the new ping system?
I don't hate it.
I think it needs improvement. I would prefer it to be like, obviously Apex is the standard.
Yeah.
But I don't like the click and hold. Like, it takes a good second for you to mark something.
The left alt and middle click, you mean?
I don't know. My buttons are remapped, so when I ping something,
what do you press?
It's mapped to middle mouse button, which I feel like that's what Drew was saying his was as well.
Yeah, but you have to hold left alt to do it. Oh,
I don't.
So whatever your free look button is, plus that. Yeah, it's the soft ping. I don't hate it. Like, yeah, I guess you could. I don't know what the fuck else I use middle mouse button for, so I guess I could just go straight middle mouse button. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Because I was messing around with it yesterday, and it is there could be a distance on it, but it seems to be pretty accurate in terms of like marking spots on the map as well.
Yeah.
Because I was using it yesterday, and like looking at a location and then pinging the spot.
Yeah.
It would come up on the map like, this is like where you're marking. It's like on the map next to a wall. I'm like, that's exactly where I was marking.
Yeah.
That is. It's back at that spot where when they first put that ping system in the compass, or it was like marking things on the map, I think, like on your actual HUD, I think.
Yeah.
Like on your UI, you can actually see it. Whereas this is sort of like that, but it's marking it on your little mini map now instead.
Yeah, or on the compass at the top, the radial compass.
Yeah, and now it's telling you like.
I think that's good.
230 degrees, or is it 230 meters, something like that?
It's degrees. It's got to be degrees, because I think the reason they got rid of the way it was is because they don't want you to be able to easily like work out ranges.
Right.
It's supposed to be not that simple.
It's degrees, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like maybe I need to bind it to a new button. Just on middle mouse click, it's like it just feels like it's too slow. It takes too long for this thing to come up, for me to ping something. Like, oh, I've got to. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Whereas in Apex, like you just press the button, it immediately pings.
Yeah.
You're not waiting for a radial wheel to come up to be able to select what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just some fine tweaking, but like the communication stuff is good because we were playing with two guys that didn't speak English, Drew and I, when we were messing around with it.
Right.
And that allows you to talk to people.
Yeah.
Because you can be like, go here or enemy here. Like there was a point where we were running around part of the map because I don't remember the names anymore. Up near the crates on the top left-hand area of the map, that area, right. And like there were doors that were open, and I heard a window smash, and so I started telling Drew there was someone over here. He came over, and we started marking like on the radio wheel that like someone's here, and then the two other guys come over and started looking, and then gunfire took off, and then we started shooting people and whatnot. So yeah, like that stuff is cool. Like being able to communicate with people that you normally wouldn't be able to communicate with. Just it's a better experience, as opposed to like two people just running around. And then like we finish that gunfight, and it's like, all right, where do we go next? And so we start picking, let's move over here, and they start running off with us, and we get another gunfight. But it's just handy. I just think it needs to be a little bit more fluid in terms of how it's sort of interacting.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Cool. Apex quickly. Because still playing that. We talked about last week the flyers / dragons that were introduced into the game.
Yep.
Because they're doing this whole like lead up to season 2, which drops next week. And as a recap, what happened was the Leviathans started moving around the map. There were messages being sent out by some unknown person saying that like, hey, they're on the move, something's happening, like Rosie is coming type stuff. And one of the Leviathans, which are the big like dinosaur looking creatures that are on the map, started moving up towards like Runoff, so the western side of the map. And then a bunch of flying creatures showed up as well, which were dropping death boxes from your friends list, and in those death boxes they would have weapons and gear. And you basically could shoot them and get a couple items.
Yeah.
Like a neat little way of just getting more loot. Wouldn't necessarily have stuff that was great, but sometimes you could see like, oh, that's got a purple box on it. Maybe I'll go chase that one. Or it's got a gold box, and you shoot it down, and it's got a thermal scope that you don't need.
Yeah.
And you're severely disappointed.
Yep.
But yeah, so they're doing this whole story thing, and then people have been digging into like a bunch of the reveal content. So there's the season 2 trailer that was released at E3. I don't know if you've seen this stuff.
I saw like someone did this crazy fucking breakdown of video looking at like the silhouettes in the background splash screens of the fucking lunacy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that they've looked at that sort of stuff and noticed that there are pictures of locations in the game that don't look the same anymore. In particular, places like bridges where it seems to be flooded now, or at least it's flooded in that picture and it's broken. Like there's buildings that are fucked up and things like that. And there's some references to things like that that's sort of going on in the game. And I think I sent a theory. I can't remember if it was to you guys or put it on Twitter or something, but like people have started like breaking down what they think is going to happen.
Right.
And there was one of the messages they kind of put out to Twitter. People looked into that a bit more, and they found that there was going to be a reference to some sort of computer that would show up in the game, and where people were looking, there was kind of like this weird rock that you could sort of ping, and it would highlight, but there was nothing there. And so anyway, yesterday some weird stuff started happening. Repulsor, which is one of the areas in the map, it's got this giant like device on the roof of one of the buildings has started spinning around.
Yep.
And in terms of the lore, they added a bit more context to that. Like, they said that they've basically amplified the power of this device,
right,
which is, it's basically supposed to stop these creatures from coming to the island. And so the two Leviathans have turned around. They're now facing away from the island,
yep,
to make it feel like they're leaving. The flyers have disappeared. And so the idea is that the repulsor has always been powered up, but these creatures are still coming to the island. So they've turned it up a bit more to try and get rid of them. And also today an update has gone out where the actual laptop has shown up on the map. It's not doing anything at this time, but it's in the location that people figured out where it would show up, and it's now there. And this leads to a new character which they haven't actually talked about yet, called Crypto, who is like a hacker. And the current theory is that Crypto is going to show up and shut down Repulsor, which is going to cause the Leviathans to come back, or in particular a Leviathan called Rosie, which we haven't seen yet, who is a bigger Leviathan,
right,
and is going to destroy part of the map and cause it to flood in certain aspects.
Right.
There's a giant, there's a waterfall up near the top right of the map, which that's where they're thinking. And there's actually a river that runs through the middle of the map,
yeah,
but there's not a lot of water there. You can run through it, it slows you down, but it's not like a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, the current theory is that waterfall is going to be attacked. It's going to flood the middle of the map and break a bunch of shit.
Right. Okay.
And that, like, these are theories that have been put together a week ago, and that is starting to like come sort of to fruition from all these things that are happening.
Yeah.
From people saying like, hey, there's probably another Leviathan that we haven't seen yet that is going to fuck shit up. So yeah, it's cool, like what they're doing, like the whole lore thing and changing things within the environment, and like adding some more things into the game that like gets people jazzed about it, because I'm having fun like reading this stuff every couple of days when they add little Easter eggy things into the game. This Crypto character they haven't actually talked about at all yet. It seems to be, I mean, people are speculating that they might actually just release 2 characters next week.
That'd be rad.
As opposed to 1, because the one they've shown off is what was it, Watson, who is an engineer who builds things. And I guess you could link that to people were saying, well, if this map does get destroyed, you have an engineer who builds things, and the lore behind that is she's been sent in to like repair it,
yep,
to try and sort it out. So yeah, there's some cool ideas that are going on there. There is a season 2 trailer that is going to drop within the next 24 hours, and I'm sure we'll learn more about what's going on with that.
Yep.
But I'm liking like the little updates they do every couple of days that add some weird things to the game, and yeah, it's fun.
Yep.
All right, should we move on?
Let's do it.
We talk about Teamfight
Tactics. Yeah. So auto chess, right? It's the new hotness, I guess. It's what everyone is losing their shit about at the moment. If you look at Twitch, and if you look at Twitch, the biggest game on it is Teamfight Tactics. It's finally available to the general public.
Right.
To play it, all you need to do is download the League of Legends launcher. I guess sign up for an account and whatnot. And yeah, this is a auto chess and auto battler based on League of Legends. Essentially, it's quite different to the regular to what we've experienced in the other auto battlers. In that you in Teamfight Tactics. So I sort of dismissed it out of hand last week because I watched it on Twitch and I wasn't a fan of it. It did have some interesting ideas, but yeah. The most interesting idea, I think, is that you either attack or defend straight up, right?
Yeah.
You don't attack and defend. You don't send a clone version of your team to someone else's board. You take your team and go to someone else's board and fight them directly.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's cool. It's a really cool idea. And yeah, so that's the first big thing that they do. The other thing they do is it's a slightly different board. It's not the 8x8, so it's even more divorced from chess now, seeing how the chessboard was literally the only thing tying it in to chess in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got your 8x8 sort of situation is gone, and it's replaced by, I think it's 8x6, and it's hexes or something. I think that's how it is. I've only played one game, so I'm not 1000% certain. I didn't count the fucking hexes. But yeah, so it's that's different. And what else? Oh yeah, and it's got like a drafting phase where everyone gets teleported to this drafting area, and you sort of sit there, and whoever is lowest, whoever has the least amount of life, is unlocked from their, I guess, their position, and they're able to move their little minion over and grab a hero. So you basically get a free hero every 8 or 10 rounds. But which hero you get is sort of dependent on like how well you're doing. If you're coming first, you will get the last pick out of this hero draft. So it's sort of a little bit of a catch-up mechanic where, you know, by the later rounds, the heroes that are turning up in the circle are like the really good ones. But there's only like 2 of the really good ones in this circle, and the rest of the heroes that are there are kind of shit. So the players doing the worst will get first pick of the really good heroes, and you'll have to sort of grab from the worst ones. Yeah, which is interesting. It's an interesting situation. Like a cool little catch-up technique. What I don't like is that you basically have to be a fucking League of Legends wizard to understand any of this shit. Their names, like during this draft process, they run around in a fucking circle, right? And there's no names above them. It doesn't have, what is his name? Pudge? Is Pudge a character in Dota?
It is, yeah.
Fat,
it's not in League of Legends.
It doesn't have Fat Hook Guy, right? It doesn't have Fat Hook Guy above his name, and, you know, Heartless / Warrior, right? On him. It's just the character, and they sort of glow the color that the rarity they are. Sure. So you can see this mild gold glow of a character who is super rare. But otherwise, that's it. You have to somehow know what these characters are before, like, just by glancing at them, which is fine if you're a League of Legends weirdo, but I am not. So I can't tell at a glance that easily, seeing how I still can't name most of the Dota players, and I've played fuck tons of Underlords. Well, I can't name 90% of the Dota players, but I can't even name most of the Underlords characters, let alone fucking real Dota
Fish guy.
characters. Yeah, fucking fish hunter. Yeah, like it just seems like a mad dick punch. And then once you're in the game itself, it doesn't do a good job of fucking. A lot of the characters look pretty similar to me, especially if you're building synergies, right? Like, if you're building a bunch of knights, you've got a bunch of fucking characters that look like knights, and so it's fucking tough to work out which one's which knight and stuff like that, which I don't think helps. It's got entirely random loot, which is a classic auto chess, like the mod auto chess style, and also the mobile auto chess version, which I fucking hate. In the game that I played, I was coming third, and I stumbled my way, like managed to last long enough until I got to the dragon fight, beat down the dragon fine, didn't get a single fucking item out of it, and I said this in the chat, and the other 4 people still playing all posted the shit they got. They all got items out of that fight, and I didn't get shit. I lost the next turn, because we were all pretty even already, and they just got a bunch of items, and I didn't get fucking squat. That's the dumbest fucking shit in the auto battle genre. Random fucking items is stupid as fuck, and it honestly makes me not want to play Teamfight Tactics at all. The Underlord system is, as far as I'm concerned, the fucking stock standard, the bare minimum. Take that system and do something interesting with that. Do not fucking randomly assign items. And then there's like item combinations and stuff that you're supposed to inherently know how items combine and stuff, which I guess is more League of Legends knowledge, which I'm not fucking wild about, because there's just it's just not accommodating to players who, I've watched a lot of League of Legends, but that doesn't mean I'm it doesn't mean I'm fucking great at League of Legends, right? That's fucking idiotic. And I don't I guess it's ironic that I would say this after opening this podcast by saying that we're never going to get new fucking listeners, right? So why would we try? And now I'm fucking ripping into Riot for deciding that they're never going to get fucking new players, so why would they try? But I'm not Riot, right? Like, fuck it. Like, Riot's a multi-million-dollar fucking company, and they should be doing fucking better than Joab and Luco, who are honestly sort of shitting this in every week. We are the fucking best. We're the best of the best, and I never want to hear any different. This is the same attitude that Riot has, I assume. But I didn't fart on anyone's head, and apparently farting on people's heads is a common occurrence at Riot. So, anyway, I hate the itemization, and I'm not wild about the sheer volume of super pedantic League of Legends knowledge that you need to work out how the fuck shit, to the best synergies to work. And despite this, I was still able to basically work out enough to actually come in the top half of the game I played, right? Like, I don't know League of Legends at all, but it's still an auto battler. I still understand the core concepts enough, which I think is good, right? I think that's good. The other problem I had is that the chat goes up directly over the synergies portion. Yeah. So you can tell what synergies you've got, and it's got some interesting synergies. It seems like it's got more a lower threshold for a lot of its synergies. Like 2 is the default for a lot of the synergies, which I think is good. It encourages you to sort of build a diverse team. But the chat goes up over that fucking portion. So not only is it anytime anyone says anything, you can't see the fucking synergies, but also anytime anyone combines stuff, that comes up in the chat window, so you can't see anything. Which means, you just sort of trying to peer around. Do I have 2 knights, 3 knights? What have I got there? I'm not sure, which I think is just sort of dumb. And the last thing that drives me nuts about it is the loading times, because holy fuck, I do not understand how it takes this long for this game to load.
It's loading Crash Team Racing.
Yes, it's trying to load the hub from Crash Team Racing every time I fucking play a fucking match. It seriously takes fucking yonks. A game of Underlords pops, it'll be... The way Underlords works in party mode is it'll search for a game, and then it'll go... it'll reset you to, the basic screen, the basic party screen. So it'll be, searching for a game, the game pops, and it looks exactly like whoever is hosting has cancelled the search. And then the game is started. Literally 3 seconds will pass and you're in the game. It takes fucking 30 seconds for League of Legends to fucking load. It is hyper insane. I do not understand what the fuck is going on there. I can only assume, the only thing I can assume, right, is that it's doing the loading thing from, Rainbow Six. It waits for everyone to fucking cycle through and Like, then they're ready, and then they load, right? And then they're ready to rock, right? I can only assume that that's what's going on, and I'm playing against some motherfuckers who have cracked out their best fucking TI calculator, and they've decided to play some fucking Teamfight Tactics on a fucking potato, and this is it. This is how I'm going to fucking win this game. I'm going to start the loading time now, go off and cook a fucking roast dinner and come back and it'll be finished. But instead of telling me that someone else is taking forever to load, it's just like, you're taking forever to load. Everyone's taking forever to load. We all load at the same time. Fuck you. That's what's going on. It takes just yonks. It's crazy. It's crazy shit. Anyway, that's it. Teamfight Tactics. I'm not a fan. Underlords is so much better. It's bananas. It is ridiculous. But you could play it, Teamfight Tactics, if you were so inclined, Luke. You get into it right now.
No, I'm good. Is it like... Does it do the League of Legends thing where it has you in the launcher and then you ready up and then it loads the game? Is that what's taking so long?
Maybe, I guess. Like, yeah, it loads the game from the launcher and then takes you back to the launcher at the end. But I could load Underlords in a heartbeat anyway.
In the game.
Right? Yeah. Like, I think the longest part of loading Underlords as a game is still the Valve splash screen. So, yeah, like...
I mean, you can probably get rid of that, right? What is it, like no splash?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I just like hearing it. I like being reminded that Valve make video games.
No, they don't, Joab. They don't make video games.
Sorry, they don't.
Yes.
But yeah.
I think they've released 2 in the last week, and they don't make video games.
Yeah. I do like that what has gone down is, like, basically Valve has, like, just dropped everything to make a fucking auto chess game. They're like, whatever we're doing, we should be making auto chess. Hey, like, just fucking go. Fucking release it. Release it on mobile. Release it here. Do a fucking... Did you see... I posted a thing on Twitter. Like, the Underlords news thing.
No.
Underlords on, like, their news thing had a fucking test.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw it on my... You open it up, yeah. He's fired now.
Yeah, for sure. It's Steam. How do you not know how Steam works? You literally own the platform. What the fuck?
They just gave him the account. He's only new.
It's fucking bananas. Holy shit. But yeah. Hilarious.
Right. So Underlords.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing it since last week. You, I think you've been talking about it a little bit.
I've been.
I only kind of just come out.
Yeah.
I've put like 30 hours into it so far.
I actually thought the first couple of times you played, I thought you didn't like it, eh? Have you seriously played 30 hours? I've played 22 hours. What the fuck?
Right.
That's amazing. Or maybe it's not. Oh, it's probably not counting mobile time. Okay. It's fine.
Right.
We're okay.
No, I haven't played it on mobile. I really fucking like it a lot.
Yeah.
It is very good. It is it is definitely RNG. It has got RNG, and that's kind of the thing that I've never liked about CCGs.
Yep.
Collectible card games. I never got into Hearthstone. You know, I play Magic the Gathering, but it's not something where I'm like, I'm gonna go buy a bunch of cards and you know, that sort of thing anymore. Just because, I mean, there are obviously elements of that you can manage. I used to like watching poker back in the day on TV, but again, there's like random elements to that. There's obviously a lot of maths behind it, working out odds and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, you kind of got to try and deal with what you've been given, and then do the best possible thing that you can with what you've been handed.
Yeah. RNG mitigation.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, there's definitely feels like there are moments in this game where that happens. And I guess just to start off with the basics, because I don't know if we explained it a lot in the last game we talked about, but you're in Underlords at least, you're kind of given a hero pool at the start of the game.
Roughly
like
the same
5
team
heroes.
Yep.
They've got different types of attack speeds, attack damage, armor, health, abilities, passives, some of them.
Yep.
And then you start, you pick a character and they're worth a certain amount of points, and you put them down. And each time you put a character down. There's like a phase that you go through, and once the phase ends, you either win or you don't win. And depending on what happens, you get gold, and then you use that gold to buy more characters each round. You get given, is it 5 new characters to choose from?
Yeah, table's always 5. And that's the same Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah, and so you get...
That's staple for the auto battler genre, basically.
And so the game starts off, you've got 5 characters to choose from, they're all one gold each, and as the game progresses, there's different tiers of characters. They get better and better, but they cost more gold.
Yep.
And you've got to match 3 of them together to level them up, makes them more powerful.
So they go from 1 star to 2 star, and 2 star to 3 star.
Right, and in order to go from 2 to 3, you've got to get two stars together.
3,
and then,
3 2 stars.
Sorry, you've got to get 3 characters to make another 2 star, and then you've got to get another 3 characters to make another 2 star, and then another 3 to make 3 2 stars, and then that joins them to a 3 star, and that's the highest you can get. And that's sort of like mid to late game compositions that you got to try and work towards. And it's that thing where you might not get that 3rd character for quite a while, and you've got to decide at that point, well, shit, do I ditch on this? And you've got like a backpack that you kind of store these characters into, so it's sort of good early on to pick up a range of them, and then as opposed to being like, I'm going to pick up 2 of these characters and hopefully I'll get this 3rd one eventually. It's sometimes may not play out that way. You know, sometimes you'll get it in the 2nd round. You get really fucking lucky, and you'll get that 2-star character in the 2nd round, whereas you might go 20 rounds in and not pick it up at all.
Yeah.
Just because that's the way that it's rolled for you. And
and at the end of the day, like, imagine you've got a deck of cards, right? Imagine you've got a deck of cards and you draw 5 cards, right? But not like, it's not a regular deck of cards, right? Like the face cards, right, might only appear 3% of the time. So the odds of you necessarily getting the jack that you need, there's 3 types of face cards, right?
Yeah.
The odds of you getting the 4th jack that you need are not super fucking high, right? They're lower than normal. And so you might wind up fucking just drawing 5 cards over and over and over again until you've basically gone through the entire fucking deck before you actually get to the jack that you need, which can be frustrating. But at the same time, you may just fucking swipe it up, and there he is the next time. Yeah.
Right. And that's that thing, is you've got to decide whether or not you want to spend gold to re-roll, which costs a bit of money. 2 gold. It's two each. And or do you just try and pick up different combinations and see if you get it the next time you play?
Yeah.
It's that thing of like, do I hold out? Do you think... like, am I going to win this round? And if I win this round, I'm going to make a bit of extra gold. Or should I try and re-roll and level up? That way, at least I win it as opposed to losing.
I broke it down. I thought I did a pretty good breakdown of this on Red Bull. If you Google Red Bull Auto Chess, or Competitive Analysis Auto Chess, I believe is the exact title, you'll find my breakdown of exactly how all this works, because what it winds up being at the end of the day is complex resource management and RNG mitigation, which is an unbelievably dull way to describe what winds up being a quite exciting experience, right? But resource management, in that you've got 3 key resources that you need to manage. You've got your heroes, which is one resource. You've got your gold, which is another resource. And you've got your health, which is a resource that a lot of people fucking forget is an actual resource that you can spend, right? And you've got to utilize all 3 of those fucking resources to create the best possible team that you can, the winningest team, because once you put them on deck, it's out of your fucking hands. Once they're placed on the board and the battle begins, it's out of your fucking hands. And so you have to fucking... like, you have to be okay with what you've put out into the world and let it do its thing, which is a super fucking intriguing, super interesting, like, way to approach a fucking game. I love it to bits, right? Like, I love the fucking concept at a high level to bits, because I think it works really well, and Underlords does it really well. What's really cool is that factor of like chasing down all those management things and learning more about yourself, learning more about the game, learning how to mitigate the RNG, learning how to manage your resources properly. I reckon the biggest level up in my game, the thing that took me from, I think I had like 2 days ago, I had like 1 win again in PvP, and yesterday I won like 4 games, and I got my first fucking flawless. I didn't lose a single fucking round. The biggest thing that changed for me is like mentally using health as a resource, because it is such a big difference if you factor in the idea of your health actually being something you can spend. In the sense that you can, if you can,
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you can afford to lose some rounds. Like, it is not the end of the world if you're losing rounds, right?
At the start of the game, like, I've seen, because we've been playing with some new players, and it's like, I'm getting smashed by this guy. It's like, it doesn't really matter at the start of the game if you're getting destroyed, because you can survive up until mid to late, and as long as you've got a good composition by the end of the game, that's cool. The person that's coming first that has no gold, because they've been re-rolling and they're building up an early game, they're probably going to struggle a bit because you've got more gold, so you're probably going to have more opportunity to get more heroes at the end of the game and build a better team. And so you don't need to worry about your health. Health's not a big deal until rounds, I don't know, 15 to 20, when you've got like 30, 40 left, and you're like, all right, there's possibility I've only got 3 losses in me left.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if someone comes at me hard, then I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and by 35-ish, you will lose 20 fucking health a round, because it scales up how much damage you take based on the star level of the enemies.
Sure.
So if people have like around 35, people start to get their first 3 stars, and they do 5 damage a pop. So if you leave 1 3-star on the board, and they're usually the last ones alive, and a couple of 2 stars, that's a fuck ton of damage that you'll just fucking cop. But until that point, you're fucking sweet, right? Like, in fact, if you have a large health lead, it is worth it to specifically and deliberately lose to rebuild your economy, right? If you have pissed away all your gold, it is worth it to specifically lose, and I mean like literally taking pieces off the board to make sure you fucking lose, because you get a loser bonus, right? There is a bonus for losing multiple turns in a row that will help you build your economy faster, and you can utilize your health advantage to get you there faster. So in my opinion, around 15 to 20 is the time, right? If you have a health advantage, that's when you stop buying at all, right? If you've been winning most of your games, right, you don't have to win every game, but if you've been winning most of your games and you're in the top half of the leaderboard, and you have a health advantage.
Is it 8 other people
playing against? So if you're in the top 4 of the 8 people playing, around 15 to 20 is the time when you stop buying anything at all, and you just build money, right? The only time you buy anything at all, and I mean like at all, is if you specifically see a piece that will change the landscape of your fucking team, right? Like, if somehow Tidehunter was to proc, you would pick him up, right? You'd spend 5 gold on it. But otherwise, or if the fucking Bat Rider you need to change to finally get all level 2s on the board, right? You'd buy him. But otherwise, you don't spend a fucking dollar, and you watch, and you will lose. You will lose a bunch of games, right? But it's fine. It doesn't matter. You take some fucking pieces off the board. But yeah, you'll lose a bunch of games, but you will get 1 bonus for losing, and you'll get your interest bonus and start to build up your capital until you get to 50. And then you are making, like, I think I talked about it last week, but once you're at 50, you're making, if you're winning, you're making fucking 12 gold a round, right. Which means you can re-roll and 2 levels, like 2 XPs, or you can re-roll a couple of times and then 1 XP every single fucking time without fail, which will power you through to the next fucking stage in your team's composition. It is like a really like interesting way to look at the game, and then looking at your team as a resource as well is another huge deal. But I think that one I learned pretty early. I think the next thing for me to grow as an Underlords player is to stop getting distracted by fucking synergies, because I go so far down the fucking. I think learning to maximize synergies is one thing. That's one level that'll make you real good, right? But learning to stop caring entirely, like 100% about synergies, that'll get you to the next level, in my opinion. Because the way so we didn't explain it, but the way each hero works in an order chess game is they have these synergies. They're able to like synergize with other characters. So Bad Rider, which I mentioned earlier, he's a knight and a troll. So if you get, I think it's like 2 trolls, everyone on the board gets an attack speed bonus.
No, just trolls.
Oh, only the trolls get an attack.
Trolls get an attack speed bonus. Okay. Whereas if you get 4 trolls, trolls get an attack speed bonus, and everyone gets
minor one,
like a 35 attack speed bonus.
Yeah. So you get 2 trolls. Your trolls get an attack speed bonus. If you get 3 knights, when they're standing next to one another, your knights get damage reduction, 25% damage reduction.
Magic and physical. Damage reduction.
So they get a damage reduction, and so what you wind up doing is building a team that maximizes those synergies. So if you get 6 knights, then the
game's over.
The damage reduction increases significantly. If you get those 4 trolls, the attack speed boosts significantly. You get 2 scales, then everyone gets magic resistance buff, I believe.
Everybody gets on the other team gets a negative.
I think that
resistance.
If you get 2 warlocks, everyone gets 10% lifesteal. So what you wind up doing is trying to create a team, a squad that will maximize that kind of shit. So if I look at I took a screenshot of my flawless team, and if I have a look at my flawless team, what I have is a Berserker, Lycan, Doom, I believe that's Tusk, Axe, and Sniper, Kunkka, Medusa, Drow Ranger, and Tide Hunter. So what I'm built there is a team that entirely focuses on warriors and hunters. So my synergies were warrior. I had 6 warriors, which gives all my warriors a massive armor boost, I believe. And my hunter, I had 3 hunters. 3 hunters? 4 hunters? 4 hunters. I have 4 hunters. So you only get a boost out of 3, though. They're tiered, right? So you having like all the hunters will get the bonus. They all have the ability to fire 2 shots in rapid succession, or make 2 attacks in rapid succession, rather. So that's good. The other thing is, but like the other thing I was doing was also focusing. So scales, having Tide Hunter and Medusa on the same team means that I've got 2 scalies. Right. And that means that, the damage mitigation thing you were talking about before, the magic resistance is lowered. What have I got? 2 humans, which means there's like a 10% chance that an enemy will randomly be silenced, which was a hefty boost.
Not disarmed.
Disarmed, right.
So they can't attack.
Yeah. And I had 2 brawny, I think. 2 brawny, or 3 brawny, 2 brawny, which meant that they were like getting
250 extra health.
Yeah, extra health. The other thing Yeah, so I basically just fucking nailed the synergies to the point where I was extremely difficult to deal with, like unbelievably difficult to deal with. The other thing that I did was early on I got the items come into play, and the way that Underlords does items is that at the end of every creep wave, so first, second, third waves are against AI, so towards the 10th, and every 5 waves after that is against AI. You get an item. Everyone gets an item. You get to choose from one of 3 items. Every single creep wave. There's no randomly picking up items. Maybe you get an item, maybe you don't. You didn't get an item, you're fucked type shit. It is the worst. That itemization is fucked. It's bad. I talk about it in my article on Red Bull. It's the worst fucking RNG in the game. It's shit-tastic. I fucking hate it. There's none of that. You automatically get an item. Every single fucking creep wave, you will always get an item. Even if you lose the creep wave, you still get an item. You just don't get to choose what that item is. Which is good. I got to choose really, like, my first fucking win, I believe. I got to choose a global buff. So some items are just globally, like, global buffs. They just help everyone. And it was... for every person that a brawny character kills, they get plus 50 health.
Yeah.
And I had a fucking 2-star axe in the second fucking round.
That's good.
It was fucking stupid. He was a beast. He was fucking nigh unkillable. He was extremely difficult to deal with. And because he was 2-star early on, he was getting a lot of kills early. And that coupled with, I believe, Juggernaut is the other brawny. I got Juggernaut really early. Yeah, they were just super difficult to deal with. And then the other items I got pretty lucky in this game because I got the Octarine Essence, which is a cooldown reduction. And I got to put that on my Kunkka. Kunkka is a human warrior, and he summons in this fucking boat thing. Basically, you just have, if he stays alive, if his boat lands, everyone gets stunned. On the other team gets stunned. And yeah, with a cooldown reduction of 50% on the boat, you can summon in boats for days. There's just not much you can fucking do about it. You just get boated, which is good. And yeah, it's good, right? Like it worked out real well for me. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
Right.
On that topic, that's the basic instruction of the game. Is you've got all those things that you got to factor in. But once you get good at factoring it in, you can get good at the game. And yeah, the appeal is that sort of mental arithmetic that you have to do to work out the best of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we talked about it last week, there wasn't a tutorial in the game. Because it's early access, they're updating it every 24 hours, basically. And the day I think you talked about it, the tutorial came out, or they updated a big... I think it went out open beta to everybody.
Yeah, maybe
that's had the tutorial in it. So I jumped in, played the tutorial. Super basic. Like, it kind of tells you the first 5 levels is where it's telling you what you need to do, and then after that it's pretty much non-existent. So you get a basic grasp of like how to level up characters and where to position them and that sort of thing, and how the rounds work, but it doesn't really teach you about late game situations. Like, your 1-star characters are not going to be as good as like a level 5 character late game, or things like that. Like, there's different tiers of characters, and it's like, oh well, I really didn't understand that I probably shouldn't be hanging on that Bloodseeker. Like, there's a point where Bloodseeker can definitely drop off. If you're not doing really good with him, you're best off picking up, I don't know, something that's higher character, like a Slark or a Troll or something.
Bloodseeker only works if you can get the kills, so after a certain point, if he's not actually getting kills, there's no point. Yeah, he's just a waste of character.
He's just dying. Yeah. So it doesn't really talk about, at the moment,
Yeah.
Again, early access, they're still adding stuff in there. The tutorial at this stage is pretty basic, but at least it teaches you stuff. Like, I felt like when you were talking about these games in the past, I'd need to go watch videos.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to Underlords, you suck type videos. That's not the case.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get an idea of what you're doing. And we've got friends that don't play Dota.
Yep.
And who've jumped in and
picked it up
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the depth of it, there's so much depth. I'm getting to the point now where you're starting to learn about things that I didn't even think about when I first started playing, like filling up your board. You've got no space left, but you've got 30 seconds in between each round.
Yep.
So you just dump characters onto your board.
Yeah.
And then just start rolling and hoping that you get matches.
Yeah.
And then eventually you might get matches, and then all right, cool. I've fucking gamed this so hard that I've got all these matches, so I'm good now. Like, my backpack is now full. Like, at a point I was full, and I couldn't buy any more, but because I've tweaked things around a bit, I've gotten there. And I got caught out once with that, and it was a game that I actually ended up winning. I had a full backpack, like everything had a hero, like all my hero slots were taken. I couldn't pick up any extra ones, so in between a round, I just started putting my characters on the board. You can't actually use them at that stage,
Yep.
But at least you're freeing up some space. And then so I started rolling, and I started getting some stuff that I wanted, but I accidentally like ran out of time and left one of my characters on there. And so it automatically sells one of your characters that is on the board in the game. And it was my best character, like the one doing all my damage. And I'm like, fuck. And I was doing really well in that game. I was in the top 5.
Yeah.
And it was my troll, which was like a level 2 troll, which I had in my backline, just dishing damage out with like a Daedalus or something like that. And I was like, fuck, I'm screwed. What do I do now? I'm like, where did my... Like, halfway through the round, I'm like, where did my troll go? And then God. I'm like, oh, shit. What is happening? And eventually I got super lucky, and I ended up getting a level 2 troll back again. And I ended up winning that game. Somehow, like, stupidly, I won that. But, like, those sort of tactics where you can really start to learn, like, the depth of the game, like, figuring out these little intricacies about swapping characters in and out and like taking gambles on doing those sort of things is really interesting, and like just trying to learn about all the synergies and like what works well against each other. For instance, Knights got a buff. Knights and Dragons got a buff yesterday, and it's that moment of, and I've experienced this a lot in Dota, where like they'll release a new character and everyone's like, this fucking character is OP, and it's like, not really. It's just because people don't know how to count or how to play against it. And so for the first couple of days you'll see like a lot of these coming out, and then sometimes they'll do a nerf to them, but other times people will just figure out like, oh no, these are actually really easy to beat. You just got to have this composition, or like, you know, work against it certain ways. Like, eventually people will figure it out. And I was reading some threads this morning, and it seems like that's sort of going that way. Like, people have figured out how you beat this stuff.
Right.
So I do think that the Knights will get a debuff, and it looks like they've started working on that. I don't
think Knights are that powerful, man.
Yeah.
I don't think Knights are the big problem. I honest to God believe it was Dragons. I honest to God think it's the Dragon. They made it so Dragon
extra
Knights,
abilities.
they buffed Dragon Knight so that his Elder Dragon form has can't be silenced, and like it just wound up being way too powerful. He wears too much damage, can't be silenced, and puts out a fuck ton of damage. They did nerf his damage a tiny bit, but
they did nerf his damage,
But yeah, like ultimately, he like the change to dragons was too grand. I think because they got a whole extra ability that made them just too strong, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of needed, because I did not see dragons a lot.
No.
So your dragons were like your Dragon Knight, your Puck.
Yeah. Viper, is it?
Yeah, Viper, I think, is considered one. Yeah. Anyway, a couple other things I want to see changed. They've actually already started working on it. The pseudo-random matching against other players was something that I was complaining about the other day, and then they patched it like literally the next day.
Yeah.
Which is good. And the way that works is you randomly fight against and defend against another opponent, or you randomly fight against another opponent, and sometimes you go up against the person that's winning like 3 times in 6 rounds, something like that. And so what they've put in is a pseudo-random so that your chances sort of increase each time that like you don't roll the thing you're supposed to roll. So it's trying to make it so that you're not rolling against the same person all the time, which is good, because that's the way like a lot of the abilities work, or like a lot of the percentage chance abilities work in Dota, the actual game. So if you've got a 25% chance of life stealing or stunning somebody,
yep,
rather than it being 25% each time, it increases each time you miss.
Right.
If that makes sense. So that eventually you're going to get that proc.
Yeah.
And then once you proc, then it resets back to the 25%. It's a good way of doing random.
100%.
Yeah, and but in saying that, I don't like the fact that it is like a random attack and defend on person. I would rather it be you are attacking and defending against the same person.
Teamfight Tactics version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reasoning behind that is, I mean, the game is based off this auto chess version. It'd be cool if you were told who you're going up against.
You do
beforehand.
Oh, before you. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. That'd be interesting.
The reason I like, there's some cool ideas here, is that now you've got that 30-second countdown or whatever it is between each match, and you're now another resource you're spending that you could talk about is your positioning on the your time and positioning on the board.
Yeah.
And positioning is a huge factor in the game.
Yeah.
Like, where should you put your units? And if you know who you're going up against, you can do that sort of thing. In the late game, you can definitely manage that a lot easier, because if there's 3 people left, you can look at players and be like, all right, well, I probably want to put my characters in this spot because I've got a better chance of beating this guy that's winning, and so I'll just do that. If I roll the other guy, then whatever. And then if you get down to 2 people, you know exactly who you're going up against, and you start moving your characters around to try and win that. So I'd like to know beforehand who you're fighting, and then that way you could look at their composition and be like, all right, what do I move? And that could be another thing of, am I rolling to get higher level characters, or am I moving my units around, or am I doing nothing? Like, there's another
Is this person
strategy.
Assassin heavy, so I gotta put some heavy units in my backline, or are they just fucking all sluggers, so I put everything to the front, type like that, like shit like that. Try to protect my healers and ranged units and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah. And then on top of that, rather than attacking and defending random people, because I did not know this was a thing that was happening until fucking 15 hours into this game. I thought I was just fighting and defending the same person.
Right.
I didn't get a grasp of what was going on. Like, why did I beat this guy and he's not taking any damage type thing? And it just didn't occur to me this is what was going on.
Yep.
But also, like, we've been playing as a party, right?
Yeah.
It'd be so much better if I'm fighting Joab now, and Job's watching exactly what is going on in our fight, as opposed to Job's not watching me fighting him, he's watching him fighting some other guy.
Yeah.
And so now we've got no we're in a party, we're in the same battle, but we're not we're not engaging with each other at all.
That video I put on Twitter of our Arc Wardens fighting, where our characters fought each other, you wouldn't have even seen that, right? Because you were just attacking me. I was defending.
I would need to finish my fight.
Yeah.
If with whoever I was fighting, and then go and look at your fight, which you can do throughout the game.
Yeah, you can go look at other people's boards and stuff. But yeah, you wouldn't have even seen it unless I clipped it to show you exactly how close you came to fucking winning that fucking matchup.
Yeah. And that sort of stuff is
epic, right?
It makes such a better game.
The other thing about attacking and defending different people is in a game I was playing last night. It was just me and one dude left. I lost hideously after being convinced to take my Crystal Maiden off, and I definitely should have, but I figured I'd humor the person. If I'd left them on, what was happening, right, is neither of us could necessarily level up all that much more. We were both completely out of fucking money. We both had sweet fuck all health left. And what was happening was when, I was attacking him, he was losing. He was losing his defenses, and I was losing my defenses. We had the same team and the same team composition, same setup, right? I was sending characters to him, and he was defending, failing the defense. But I was failing the defense against him because there's still an element of RNG in the attacks themselves.
Yeah.
And so what was happening was we were both low rolling when we were defending. That game would have been decided essentially on dice rolls, which I don't think is good. I don't think that's good. But if it was a direct one-on-one matchup and his team just came to my door, right, it would be decided based on, it would still technically be on dice rolls, but it wouldn't be on two sets of dice rolls. It wouldn't be the defense dice roll and the attack dice roll. It would just be the fucking clash, the immediate clash straight up against each other, which I think it would be at the very least significantly better. And yeah, the whole game is RNG, and RNG mitigation is in effect. I think a big part of, there's someone who Chaos Knight or something.
Chaos Knight, yeah.
Look him up. His attacks are random, apparently. He does random damage. I have no idea what the threshold is. It doesn't say in-game. I have no idea how the fuck he works. I don't know if he works like that in Dota or what, but I understand, he's Chaos Knight, so I guess that works. I needed the Knight
he's got a stun. I know he's got a stun, but it might have been, did he have a passive that he does random crit damage?
His ult is, he does random damage. Seriously, look him up in Underlords. He does random damage. So that must have been what was going on, right? That's fine, right? I chose to have a guy who does random damage.
Yeah. What
are you going to do? I guess I could have BK beat, put a Black Knight bar on him to, just silence him, because the character with the Black Knight bar is silenced, but they do significantly more damage. And that would have eliminated that RNG factor. But that was it, right? That was basically my only option, really, to do something about that. I just had to. I had an RNG character on the board, and I just had to fucking let it play out, or I could take my Crystal Maiden off and die instantly, which is what I did. I shouldn't have, nevertheless. That would have been way different if we were directly fighting one another. I definitely think Teamfight Tactics. That's the best thing Teamfight Tactics does, is the direct head-to-head stuff. And I'd love to see it in Underlords, seeing how everyone's just ripping each other off wholesale at the moment as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
That'd be the best change.
That's the one thing I want to see them change in particular.
And Teamfight Tactics should steal Underlords' itemization situation. Every game should steal that.
Yeah. What else was there that I think they needed to change? I mean, they're starting to do things with showing passive abilities and whatnot, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've completely forgotten what I was going to talk about. But anyway,
what you wanted to see changed, and I just want to see it sort of build itself out. I'm really interested to see how it builds out as a fucking game. I think they're doing such interesting things with it. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, they put matchmaking in as well, which is cool. They had ranked seasonal badges that they've implemented. So I believe the way that works is eventually, if you're getting top 4 wins, enough of those, then you'll rank up. They're actually going to put in a progress bar in there that'll show you where you are in your ranking system. Right. You can actually lose rank as well. And then the matchmaking kicked off 2 days ago. Oh, no, it was yesterday. So you should be matching up against people in your same rough hero pool.
That's why I need to keep partying up with you losers, so I can get the lowies. So I don't have to go up against people who are as good as I am.
I'm higher ranked than you. That was the one where I won that exact game.
I'm not. What rank are you?
What's the fourth one across?
Fourth one across. I'm going to fucking load the game and have a look.
I can't load the game because I am recording stuff.
I don't have that same problem. I have Grifter level 4.
Is that the second? That's the second one, right?
I don't know.
You can go to the book and then go to seasonal ranks, and it'll show you the tiers. I think Big Boss is the highest.
Yeah. So what? You're Enforcer?
What's the one to the right of the Enforcer?
No, it's like there's 4. There's Upstart, Outlaw, Enforcer.
What's after Enforcer?
Smuggler.
Nah, okay, so I'm Enforcer.
Enforcer
like 3, I think, or 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't win though. How
I do win.
How did you manage to get all the way up there?
I've been winning.
I didn't. They must just playtime, I guess. Just any old game you do.
Yeah. So that's good because you're not just randomly going up against people that have been playing forever. Feels like the games are a bit more even, which is good. Yeah. I mean, the thing I like about it, obviously it's still early access. They're going to be updating it. They're doing the Valve thing where they update it every day, which is good because it makes, obviously they're going to break things, but at the same time, it's early access, so whatever. And it keeps things fresh and people coming back to check out what's been going on and that sort of stuff. So yeah, man, I'm really digging it. I'm surprised that I've played this much in a week.
Yeah, me too. Because I honestly thought you didn't like it to start off with. So.
No, I like it. I just don't like how RNG it is.
Yeah.
But you get to the point where you're like, all right, well maybe I can do something about this. There are obviously occasions where you just feel like you're fucked.
Oh, you definitely get RNG fucked, 100%.
Because I don't think none of you mentioned this, but the actual hero pools, and I didn't know this again. This is from reading stuff that's on the internet. Hero pools are shared, so it's like everybody's picking from the same 52 deck of cards.
Yeah.
Because there's been games where I'm like, the early games where I was playing as, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't really understand it. I'd have all these, Bloodseekers, and I'd need one more Bloodseeker, and I haven't seen a Bloodseeker for fucking 15 rounds or 20 rounds. I'm like, what is going on? At that stage, I don't know about that stuff, so...
That's another quick way to level up, is starting to look at what everyone else has on their fucking boards, because... Suddenly, I mean, I always feel like a fucking baller when I start looking at there's 2 characters who are in the bottom 7 or 8, and they're languishing down the bottom. They're about to get knocked out. You're like, this is coming, and then you have a look at them and you just start cataloging what fucking heroes they've got, and you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, I want that one. They've got my Drow Ranger. That's perfect. Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm going to fucking knock these cunts out and get all my shit. I'm going to go sicko mode once they finally die. That feels good. But also, there's just not tons you can do about it sometimes. If all 8 people are still in the game at rank 20, at round 20, fuck, man. The games start to get, that's probably the most interesting I find the games start to get really interesting when everyone's still going 20 rounds in, because slim pickings, man. There just isn't much to get. You start picking up characters just because they exist, just for some DPS as opposed to synergy or anything. You're just fucking bring it on. This guy will do.
You get a gold, a Lich or a Enigma or a Gyrocopter, and you just bench one of your characters and you're like, fuck it, you're doing damage now.
I'm never getting the synergy I want, so this dude's on deck. He's just going to do some shit until I can knock one of these cunts out. Because
otherwise you're just re-rolling for nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, man, for a company that doesn't make video games, they make some pretty good video games every once in a while.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. If people haven't played it, check it out. Dota Underlords. It's free. It definitely, it feels like I do have an advantage over people that haven't played Dota. I understand the characters, I understand abilities. In saying that, like, I've had games where I'm watching you and I'm like, you need to swap these items around.
Yeah.
Because I know how these items work. And
100%.
the way you've got them, they're on bad characters.
Yeah, I know how shit works based on my synergies in the game and based on what I know of the characters from Underlords specifically. But when you're like, oh, you should put the data list on this dude, I'll be like, yep, cool, whatever. I'm doing that then. Because I don't even question it. I'm just like straight away, because I know there's, you 100% know how that's going to work out better. Yeah.
Yeah. Or even just like the thing I was talking about last time, like, I think that item is bugged because I don't see it working the way I feel like it should be working.
Yeah.
Which is the Skull Basher.
I
only see it proc like once in a game. I'm like, this shouldn't be happening.
Yep.
Because I remember trucking on a troll and I'm like, this dude's just going to stun lock everybody.
Yeah.
And you don't see it happen, and I feel like it's broken, that weapon, so I don't pick it up at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fun. People should check it out. It's like one of the top games on Steam at the moment.
Yeah.
Third place.
Yeah. Go look up my... It's about Auto Chess, the mobile game, which is the game made by the mod developers, which Underlords is technically based off of. But, like, it is still largely relevant to this. I've got a piece coming on Red Bull about Underlords specifically, and I'll do Teamfight Tactics next week. But for now, if you like, actually, you might be able to read my Underlords one tomorrow by the time this is up. But go check out the Auto Chess one as well, because I thought it was pretty fucking good. It's like 2,000 words. I put a fucking bunch of effort into it. Nobody gave a fuck. It's good. I love writing things where nobody reads it. It's the fucking... It's what I live for.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You obviously don't need to know about Dota either.
No.
It'll help.
Yeah.
Like Jung, I don't think Jung goes to sleep anymore. I think this is what Jung does now. He just plays Underlords.
We're very close to having enough people to play a full, like, round of 8 match made only. Everyone in the party. But it'll be interesting, yeah. I got a bunch of esports people who really want to fucking play. I introduced a fuck ton of them to it, actually. Because I had those codes from the early access when you had to buy the Dota thing.
Yeah.
The international, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Compendium. When you had to buy the compendium to get in. I had a bunch of codes from that and got a bunch of esports people well in on this game.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Just quickly as well, I don't know if we touched on it, but you can play this game on mobile.
Oh yeah, and you can play it offline. You can play against other like cross play. It is you can play on mobile and then switch to your computer halfway through the game. Halfway through a fucking round, yeah. You can play against AI and not have a countdown. You can actually tell it when the next round goes. Like you can play against AI. Have the countdown like normal, but still actually hit the button and skip ahead because the AI buys all their shit, like does all their shit in like instantly, I guess. You can actually tell it to skip the waiting period and go straight to the next fucking round. You can do that on mobile and on like you can switch between the two. It'll save your fucking save your AI game, and then you can go play a human game and go back to the AI game afterwards. It is early access as fuck, but it's still surprising how much better it is than like the auto chess that is out. And if you ever played the mod, you've got fucking no idea. This is the fucking best shit I've ever seen in my life. I thought
they valves it up.
Holy shit! I thought auto chess like on mobile, from the mod developers, I thought that was a fucking step up. This is a step up again. On like the mod, you had to press like fucking T to select the character that you wanted to take off the bench and put on, and then you had to click on the fucking board, and then you had to unselect them, and then you had to like the fucking shit you had to go through just to do anything in the mod was fucking out of control. It's not the case anymore. It's fucking way better. It's drag and drop. Everything's cool.
It's easier.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Let's do some news because I actually have to run pretty soon.
Yeah, let's do some news. What do we got?
We have got a couple of things.
Dead Space's Glen Schofield has joined PUBG Corp.
Yeah.
Starting up a new studio over there, and will be working on a PUBG-related title. Not PUBG, though.
Not PUBG, yeah.
PUBG 2.
A narrative-focused title.
Yeah.
So single-player narrative-focused PUBG game. Whatever the fuck that might be. I'm in, man. I'll play the fuck out of that. I have no idea how the fuck it will work. But I'm about it. I want to find out, because shit. So I guess he's left Sledgehammer, obviously. Sledgehammer still exists.
Yeah,
they shut down. They do. Yeah, they're still going.
They are still going. So Glen is, he was part of Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer was the team behind Dead Space 1 and 2.
Yep.
And then went on to work on...
No, it wasn't Visceral.
What?
Didn't Visceral do Dead Space?
Yeah,
Visceral Games did Dead Space.
What Sledgehammer work on? Was it Dead Space 3? I don't know.
Call of Duty. They were made as like the B team, the new B team for Call of Duty.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was just an executive producer on Dead Space.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then he left and made Sledgehammer. They went and then did Call of Duty, I guess.
Good Call of Duty games. Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3.
They were only fucking secondary on those though.
Right.
Sledgehammer mainly support, I believe.
Yeah.
For the Treyarch team and stuff, and Infinity Ward rather. Sorry, cracking my neck. Nice.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm keen to see what this is. Like, is it a Call of Duty PUBG, or is it more like a armor-based game?
Yeah, I will be very interested to see as well. I would love to. I have no idea. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I'd love to see them translate the Battle Royale concept into some sort of narrative. I think it'd be really interesting. So yeah, they're going to do something. I mean, clearly the engagement factor you get out of just basic lore building, world building, as evidenced by Apex, is fucking huge. So yeah, they got to do something. This should have happened 12 months ago. Yeah,
and I did put this on Twitter the other day. PUBG's at its lowest player count since 4 months into its early access, which is pretty low.
Yeah. Yep.
It's bleeding pretty hard.
Even though we're back, even though we're making it return.
I'm not coming back.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that. It's interesting. We'll see what they got, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Next.
You can do the rest. These are all yours.
All right. So I don't know if you read it today, but the human cost of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is up on Kotaku. It's by Jason Schreier. He's continuing to investigate, I guess, the culture of crunch in game dev studios. And this one's pretty interesting because it seems like Black Ops 4 struggled to get out in general. And so you get a really good picture of how close we came to never getting that game. We're talking months out is when they decided that they needed... they couldn't do a single player campaign in time, so they scrapped it and replaced it with Battle Royale months out. It wasn't hugely planned. It was sort of we got to do something. We can't just release with multiplayer and zombies. They managed to get it
9 months in advance,
which is fucking huge. A really fucking big deal in my opinion. They did a good job because I loved Blackout. I thought it was really good on release. They did a really good job with it. It needed work, obviously, but yeah. The campaign that they eliminated from Black Ops 4 sounded fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's detailed in the thing. I'm gutted that we never got to see it. Where is it? It was detailed somewhere in here. Basically a 2v2 multiplayer campaign where you play through the entire thing with another person. Here we go. set after Black Ops 3's story, but rather than play through the campaign yourself, you play alongside a partner, battling against a pair of human opponents. If you wanted to be single player, that'd be AI-driven bots. And you'd pick a faction, and each mission in the campaign would have you completing opposite objectives against your two-player, like the multiplayer opponents. And so, yeah, you might have to protect a hostage from being assassinated, and the other team had to assassinate them. And you get to decide if you wanted to switch sides based on, you know, whether or not you agreed with the choices that your faction was making, which I think is fucking huge. It could have been fucking such an interesting game. I'm gutted that we didn't get it. I guess it didn't test well or whatever the fuck. Anyway, the other big deal that you learn out of this big piece is, like, yeah, there are straight up just second-class citizens at Treyarch, which is a real bummer. Like, people who don't work direct for Treyarch, people who are contracted in, are just treated like absolute shit, and that includes their QA department. And it seems like such a risky way to fucking go about things. Like, they talking about, like, there's a party to welcome the new interns, but the QA department is allowed to be there for 20 minutes and then all have to drink. So they're basically like, just fucking why even go type stuff. Working like endless hours for minimum wage, while with no like bonuses. Everyone who works for Treyarch proper gets like bonuses at the end of the day. So they're writing about like seeing a bunch of like people driving in their brand new Teslas while you're still driving a shitbox car, and you can tell who's a contractor basically based on the cars in the car park, because all the Treyarch employees are driving Jaguars and Teslas and stuff. It'd just feel like shit. You're working in the same office as these people, and you're just clearly a lower class human, which I just think, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I think it's a bit rough. Yeah, after that, as a result of the piece, Treyarch issued an email to all staff saying that they have a vision for the future that includes significant improvements. Sounds like they're copying to how fucking shitty this is, in my opinion, the email that they sent out. Getting there will require time, hard work, and commitment. Yeah, I don't know. The important thing is, though, that they're changing. You know, they're improving, which I guess is all that matters. These are it's a $1 billion industry, and there are people making $13 an hour making like our favorite games. It's fucking cooked. It's fucked. So yeah, that something has to change, and yeah, that's why I like seeing stories like this. Anyway, good stuff. Good reporting. Then we've got Fortnite revenue drops 38% year on year. Yeah, it looks like it's not just PUBG that's bleeding. Fortnite, same month, a year later, was 40% down, which is a huge decrease, except when you factor in the fact that they were fucking making money hand over fist faster than anyone could fucking process it. So it is a massive drop, but it is a mere splash in the pond for Epic Games, who, yeah, will notice it based on their graphs, but won't feel it in their hip pockets for quite some time. I just thought that was interesting because of what you'd been tweeting about PUBG. Elden Ring.
They haven't lost 38% though.
Sorry?
PUBG's lost like 78%, 80%.
All right then. Fucking, why don't you stick up for Epic more? Why don't you stick up for your favourite Fortnite game more?
Well, they've probably dropped revenue because they're spending all that money on that fucking their E3 parties and flying influencers out to play in pro tournaments. And
you got to get them to play somehow, don't you?
That sort of thing.
Can't be based on merits. Next, we've got Elden Ring. You wanted to know about this. George R.R. Martin, it was confirmed George R.R. Martin is not writing the game. Elden Ring will have the Souls style of storytelling, so I guess people were thinking that perhaps it would be written similar to Sekiro, which had a significant amount of storytelling, even if that storytelling was largely shithouse. Instead, it will have the more traditional Dark Souls style storytelling, which is extremely
Vague.
minimalist. Yeah, vague. And George R. R. Martin is instead in charge of the world building for Elden Ring. So, yeah, which is something that he is unbelievably good at. So,
sure. I mean, but From Software's also been really good at that as well. So,
100%.
Interesting to see. Yeah, who's doing what?
Who's better at what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And finally, Icon Esports has bought the Chiefs Esports Club. So Icon Esports is a relatively new organization, but it's got a lot of like old school Australian esports people involved with it. And last night, they announced that they bought the Chiefs Esports Club. Chiefs Esports Club is an extremely old school esports team in Australia. They've been in League of Legends since basically day dot, like winning League of Legends since basically day dot. Been around in Counter-Strike and PUBG and Fortnite and Rocket League for ages. So basically, yeah, they bought them, which means like it's cool. It's a interesting development for the scene. It just basically means that one of the bigger teams that has worked for a long time with, I know, less money is getting a pretty big cash investment. And so that'll be interesting to see how that changes the landscape of Aussie esports, which is cool.
They also bought Tainted Minds like 3 months ago.
Icon, yeah. Well, essentially what happened is they bought the infrastructure of Tainted Minds and transformed it into Icon Esports and left Tainted Minds behind. And so, yeah, they were basically just buying the knowledge and experience of Tainted Minds and transforming it into Icon. Now, Icon is using that knowledge and experience, I suppose, to purchase the Chiefs. The Chiefs will operate as still as the Chiefs. That'll go unchanged. There will basically be no Icon team. The Icon team will be the Chiefs. So they're the player wing, and Icon is the, I guess, the management arm, I suppose.
Sure.
But yeah, it's an interesting development. The other thing, Aussie esports wise, Grayhound Gaming jerseys are being sold at JB Hi-Fi, which is pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you can apparently go find a Greyhound jersey at JB Hi-Fi right now if you're so inclined. Sadly, I don't know if you ever saw these, but they had at one point their jersey was a fucking Hawaiian shirt, and it looked fucking sick, and it just had the Greyhound logo on it. It looked fucking awesome. It was a really good shirt. Sadly, they are not selling those. They're selling the more traditional jersey style. Really want one of those Hawaiian shirts though. Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Nice.
Yep.
Is that it? Any questions?
There is a question. Drew Money, Dr. E3 Money writes in, how is there not a Dota chess channel in the Discord? Interesting question, Drew. There is one, Dickwad. It's the Dota Underlords channel, and we've played in it a bunch of times. Real good question. Fuck Knuckle. That's it. That's all we've got.
And I definitely did not create that after seeing that.
Do you read the questions beforehand? Unbelievable. I'm so disillusioned. Let's wrap this shit.
It's crazy. All right, The Gap. You can find us on iTunes, Android, Windows, Spotify, YouTube, all those places. Please, if you've got a moment, rate and review the show. Helps other people find it. And
we were hot in comedy the other week.
We were.
Yeah.
Because you're a funny guy.
Funny. I'm pretty funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say funny things like I'm not good at video, which is obviously it's funny because of how untrue it is.
Right. But you're pretty good at games, right?
I'm good at games. Great at games, even.
All right.
Yeah.
I can edit that now. You saying games. You can also send us an email if you want, the gapodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can jump onto our Discord page, the gapodcast.com/Discord. You can play Underlords with us.
Yeah.
Maybe get a full crew going.
Yep. Get the whole
of 8.
Whole bunch going.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can just play Apex.
Yeah. Play Apex.
PUBG. If you're a desperate
does happen.
For anything.
I love it.
You can also find us on social media, facebook.com/GA Podcast, twitter.com/GA Podcast. Our YouTube page is gapodcast.com/YouTube if you want to watch some stuff on there. I haven't been able to capture any Dota Underlords because it doesn't work. So
mine captures. As you can
maybe
see,
I need to turn desktop capture on or something.
Jump on my Twitter and you can see me fucking walloping Luke. It's spectacular. Did you see that video? How good was it? My choices, I went with the Baywatch theme because I couldn't download downloading hearts alone was being too much of a pain from YouTube, so I just went with the Baywatch theme instead. I found out that I've been singing that song wrong for 35 years, so that's cool.
Right.
Anyway,
which one?
The Baywatch theme. I thought it was I'll be there, but it's I'll be ready. I'll be ready. This doesn't even sound like ready. According to the official lyrics, it's ready, not there. It's fucking dumb. It's way better as there as well. Anyway.
Yeah. I'll be there to save you. That's what it is.
Yeah, right? Whenever you need... Anyway. Great.
The website
is
called thegapodcast.com. You can go to that. It'll have links to all the things we just mentioned, including past episodes of the show. If you want to check them out. Otherwise, they're on your podcast feeds. All the past ones we've done.
Yep.
And that's all thanks to our Patreon members. If you want to help support the show, you can go to patreon.com/GAPodcast. Appreciate everyone that does that every month.
You're the best.
Greatly appreciate everyone for doing that. And that is it. Have you got anything you want to pimp out? You Underlords posts?
I pimped it out already.
There you go.
You can go to Red Bull and check out... did an interview with the founder and owner of the Chiefs about the Icon acquisition, if you're so inclined to read that.
Cool.
That's it.
Otherwise, you can go to my Twitter page, twitter.com/Luke Lawrie.
Yep.
And Job's is Joby Jojo.
Joby Jojo. You can see my videos of me walloping Luke. I actually have 2 really good videos on my Twitter of me walloping Luke this week. So that one where I shot you in the back of the head, and then I got the other one where I smashed you in Dota Underlords, even though you're somehow ranked above me.
Because I'm better.
You do.
Better player.
Just objectively not.
At Underlords.
You're just objectively not.
And PUBG. Because from what I hear, you're bad at video games.
Now I've got you saying it. No. That's... Damn it. Fuck.